Yankee Stadium. It's the Colts against the New York Giants for the National Football League Championship. In just a moment, we're going to have our national anthem, so we'll delay our running down the starting lineups of today's game. The referee this afternoon is Ron Gibbs of the College of St. Thomas, the umpire Lou Palazzi of Penn State, the head linesman Charlie Berry of Lafayette, the back judge is Cleo Deal of Northwestern, the field judge is Charlie Sweeney of Notre Dame. Out on the field right now, the combined bands, the Baltimore Colts Cowboy Band and Wayne High School Band of New Jersey. The crowd expected to reach 70,000 to witness this championship tilt here this afternoon. The New York Giants last were in the championship game 2 years ago in 1956 when they won up the Chicago Bears. Our national anthem. Played by the combined bands of Wayne High School of New Jersey and the Baltimore Colts Cowboy Band. And now the starting lineup. And first for the Western Conference champions, the Baltimore Colts, coached by Wade Eubank. At left end, number 82, Ray Berry, 6'2", 190-pounder, 25 years old. In his fourth year in the National Football League, and he's from Southern Methodist. His home is in Paris, Texas. The left tackle, a former Ohio State All-American, Big Jim Parker, 6'3", 270 pounds, 24 years old. In his second year in the pro ranks, is a native of Toledo, Ohio. His home is now in Baltimore, Maryland. The left guard, number 63, Art Spinney, who played his collegiate football at Boston College, 6'1", 230 pounds, 31 years old, his seventh year in the NFL. He's from Saugus, Massachusetts, but he too makes his home now in Baltimore, Maryland. The center, number 50, Madison Buzz Nutter, 6'4", 235 pounds, 27 years old, in his fifth year in the league. Played his college ball at Virginia Polytech, and his home is in Huntington, West Virginia. The right guard from Clarion State Teachers in Pennsylvania, number 68, Alex Sandusky, 6'3", 235 pounds, 26 years old, in his fifth year with the Baltimore Colts. His home is in Annapolis, Maryland. The right tackle is number 60, George Priest, 6'2", 245 pounds, 25 years old. In his fourth year, he's from Virginia Polytech, and his home is in Roanoke, Virginia. The right end, number 84, from Notre Dame, Jim Mutschelter, 6'1", 215 pounds, 28 years old. In his fifth year, and he lives in Baltimore. Moving now to the offensive backfield, number 19, Johnny Unitas will be at quarterback, 6'1", 190 pounds, 25 years old. In his third year, he's from the University of Louisville. He makes his home in Baltimore. At left halfback, the speed boy from Baylor, L.G. Dupre, 5'11", 190 pounds, 26 years old. In his fourth year in the league, he wears number 45, and he's from Baltimore, Maryland. The right halfback, also living in Baltimore, number 24, the former Penn State star, Lenny Moore, and a threat to go the distance anytime he gets his hands on the ball. Moore is 6'1", 190 pounds, 25 years old, in his third year in the National Football League. The fullback, a former All-American from the University of Wisconsin, 6'1", 220 pounds, Alan Amici, 25 years old, in his fourth year in the National Football League. Moving now to the Eastern Conference champion New York Giants, coached by Jim Lee Howell. The left end, number 44, Kyle Rowe, who is 6 feet, 205 pounds, 30 years old, in his eighth year in the league. He's from Southern Methodist. His home is in San Antonio, Texas. The left tackle, number 79, Roosevelt Brown, who played his college ball at Morgan State. Big Rosie is 6'3", 245 pounds, 25 years old. In his sixth year with the Giants, he's from Charlottesville, Virginia. The left guard, number 68, Al Berry, 6'2", 230-pounder from Southern California, 27 years old. In his third year, the first two of which were spent with the Green Bay Packers. His home is in Beverly Hills, California. At center, a former Northwestern star, number 55, Ray Wateka, 6'1", 225 pounds, 29 years old, in his 6th year. He's from East Chicago, Indiana. The right guard, a boy who played his college football under Red Blake at West Point, number 62, Bob Mishak, 6 feet, 240 pounds, 25 years old. He's in his first year in the National Football League. A year ago, he did go to the Cleveland Browns camp at Hiram College, but quit, and then decided to come back to football this year and was signed by the New York Giants. His home is in nearby Union, New Jersey. The right tackle, a rookie who has done a tremendous job for the Giants in place of the injured Jack Stroud, number 72, Frank Yusso, who is 6'4", 260 pounds, 22 years old. In his first year, he's from Minnesota, and his home is in International Falls, Minnesota, the home of another football great, Bronco Nagurski. At right end, number 85, Bob Schnelker, 6'4", 215-pounder, 28 years old. In his 6th year, he played his college football at Bowling Green in Ohio, and his home is in Marion, Ohio. In the backfield, it's expected that Coach Jim Lee Howe will again follow his system of starting Don Heinrich and then following up with the veteran Charlie Connerly. Heinrich wears number 11. He's 6 feet, 180 pounds, 27 years old, played at the University of Washington, and his home is in Bremerton, Washington. The left halfback, one of the most versatile men in the National Football League today or any other day, Frank Gifford, the ex-Southern California star, 6'1", 205 pounds, 28 years old, in his 7th year. He's from Bakersfield, California. He's a fine runner, a great pass receiver, and can also throw the football. At right halfback, number 29, Alex Webster, 6'3", 210 pounds, 27 years old, in his 4th year. Played college football at North Carolina State. His home is in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And the starting fullback, Mel Triplett, number 33, from Toledo, 6'1", 215 pounds, 26 years old, in his 4th year in the National Football League. We'll be set for the kickoff in just a moment.
I'm Ralph Martiri, and here's how we play our Marlboro song.
Better makings than a Marlboro. More flavor, more filter, more cigarette. Look for the new gold crest on the pack and box. For better makings, make it Marlboro.
You get a lot to like with a Marlboro. Filter, flavor, set-top box.
Just a couple of moments away, let's check some of the boys who are expected to play a big part in this football game. At quarterback for the Baltimore Colts, Johnny Unitas, the most valuable player in the National Football League a year ago, so voted by the players of the league. He was drafted 9th by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 1955. This year, he ranked 5th in passing with an average of 7.63 yards per throw. He led the league in touchdown passes with 19, and he has passed for touchdowns in 25 consecutive games, a league record. The players are now being introduced individually, the Baltimore Colts being introduced first, and then the New York Giants will be introduced to this huge crowd here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Also in the Baltimore backfield today, Lenny Moore, we mentioned him briefly in introducing the Baltimore Colts. He was 8th in the league in ground gaining, although he carried the ball just 82 times. He had the top average of 7.3 yards per try. Also 4th in pass receiving and 3rd in scoring. His big game came against the Chicago Bears when he scored 4 touchdowns. His college coach, Penn State coach Rip Engel, called Lenny Moore the greatest player he ever coached. Alan Amici, the big fullback, led the league in ground gaining as a rookie back in 1955. He was a Heisman Trophy winner in 54 while playing for the University of Wisconsin. The Heisman Trophy, of course, goes to the outstanding collegiate football player in the country. And Amici was 2nd to Jimmy Brown in rushing this season. Dino Marchetti, an All-Pro in the last 3 years. He has been in the Pro Bowl for the last 5 years and is regarded by most pro football experts as the best defensive end in the game. He participated in the Battle of the Bulge during World War II when he was only 18 years old. Speaking of defensive ends, we have 2 of the finest out here in this field this afternoon in Marchetti of the Baltimore Colts and Andy Robustelli of the New York Giants. And it's going to be interesting to see what Big Jim Parker, who's playing at left tackle, can do to keep Robustelli, the defensive right end for the New York Giants, out of the Baltimore backfield. The past 2 weeks against the Cleveland Browns, Robustelli played outstanding football. Ray Berry at left end for Baltimore, tied with Pete Retzlaff of the Philadelphia Eagles. Colts for pass receiving honors with a total of 56 this year, and 9 of them went for touchdowns. In one game against Detroit, he caught 10 for 149 yards, and 2 of them went for TDs. He's the son of a high school football coach down in Texas. He was drafted 20th by the Colts in 1954, so it just goes to show that you don't have to be drafted 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make it in the National Football League. At left guard, for the Colts, a fellow who's mighty happy this afternoon, Art Spinney. He's been in football for 7 years, but this is the first time that he has reached the championship game, and he and a former college teammate, Art Donovan, the defensive left tackle for Baltimore, are a couple of happy boys to be in this big one this afternoon. Spinney played end in college at Boston College, where he was captain of his team, and he was switched to offense to guard when he came to the professional ranks. That cheer you hear in the background is for the start of the introduction of the New York Giants. And while they're talking about the Giants, let's take a look at some of the boys who will be operating for the New York team this afternoon. Frank Gifford, the left halfback, was drafted number 1 by the Giants in 1952, and they've never been sorry for that draft. He is just about the most versatile backfield man in the game today. He's always among the league leaders in running and pass receiving, and he has also played defense for the Giants. A couple of years ago, he averaged about 50 minutes a football game, going both ways. Charlie Connerly at quarterback, 38 years old, and he has 144 touchdown passes in his National Football League career, and that ranks second only to Sammy Baugh. He once completed 36 passes in one football game. In the off-season, Connerly is a cotton farmer in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Kyle Rote at left end was the bonus choice in 1951. He was a great halfback and then was shifted to end. A brilliant all-around athlete. He played minor league baseball, and they tell us that he can give some of the golf pros a real tussle. Rote in recent years has been hampered somewhat by knee injuries. Another boy who has been bothered by knee injuries is Alex Webster, the power-running right halfback who was signed by the Giants in 1955 after starring in Canadian football for 2 years. We mentioned Robostelli. He's an annual selection as an all-star defensive end. He's fast and powerful and a great pass rusher. And in the defensive backfield for the Giants, Jim Patton, who this year led the league in interceptions with 11. He's the fastest member of their defensive backfield. Played his college football at Mississippi, a great ball hawk, and also a fine tackler. The Giants are introducing their defensive lineup. And since we have a little time here, we'll tell you who will be in there when the Baltimore Colts have the ball. Jim Katkavis will be at left end. Robostelli will be at right end for the Giants. Dick Modulewski will be at left tackle, and Roosevelt Greer at right tackle if Rosie can make it. If not, M.L. Brackett, number 71, a third-year man from Auburn, will move in to the defensive right tackle spot. The linebackers for the Giants on the left side will be Cliff Livingston of UCLA. The middle guard or middle linebacker, Big Sam Huff of West Virginia. He's wearing number 70, and he's the fellow who did a tremendous job in covering Jimmy Brown in the games against the Cleveland Browns this year. Harlan Severi, number 84, is the right linebacker for the Giants. Their defensive backfield composed of Lyndon Crow, number 41, Emlyn Tennell, number 45, a veteran of 11 years in pro football, Jim Patton of Mississippi, and Carl Karolevich, who is in his 6th year and saw service with the Detroit Lions before coming on to the New York Giants. The Giants will receive the kickoff, and in the first period of this football game, they'll be moving from north to south here at Yankee Stadium, from our left to our right. Again, the officials. The referee is Ron Gibbs of College of St. Thomas. The umpire, Lou Palazzi of Penn State. The head linesman, Charlie Berry of Lafayette. The back judge, Cleo Deal of Northwestern. And the field judge is Charlie Sweeney of Notre Dame. Joe, kickoff is just a moment away, and of course all the marbles are riding on this one, so do you have anything to say before the kickoff?
Yes, that I've never seen a game attract so many people, 70,000 fans, in a major city the size of New York, when all of the city's newspapers have not been publishing for a period of several weeks. Every ticket for this game was sold some days ago by midweek, including the standing room only tickets, and I can guarantee they're sitting in every available spot in Yankee Stadium today. They've got a lovely day for it, but it's a great tribute to professional football, to the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts, that 70,000 fans approximately will show up here today with the city barren of the normal means of communication in newspapers. Of course, radio and television have done a superb job of informing this population of the project, and word of mouth has done it tremendously too. It seems that New York is one great big village today, in which everyone is talking about the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts. We'll be at it shortly, Bill. There go the Giants, and you're going to work.
Okay, Joe, the ball is out on the 40-yard line. The Baltimore Colts will kick off. The New York Giants huddling at the 25-yard line. The members of the winning team in this football game will receive approximately $5,000, while the losers will receive slightly under $3,000. Don Maynard, number 13, and Phil King, number 24, going back into the double safety spot for the New York Giants. Standing in the Giant end zone, number 44, Bert Retchichar, former Tennessee star, has teed the ball up on the 40-yard line in preparation to kick off to the New York Giants. The Colts against the Giants for the World Championship of Professional Football. Retchichar waiting for the whistle from referee Ron Gibbs. Signals that he's all set. Here's the kick. Retchichar gets a good boot going high and deep into the Giant end zone. Maynard takes it and decides to stay in there for the touchback. And so, it'll be the New York Giants ball. First down and 10 yards to go. On their own 20-yard line, a tremendous boot by Bert Retchichar going high and deep into the New York end zone. We'll check the New York backfield for you just as soon as they break the huddle. Don Heinrich is at quarterback. Frank Gifford, the left halfback. Alex Webster at right halfback. And the fullback is Mel Triplett. Kyle Rose splits at right end. The flanker out to the left is Frank Gifford. Heinrich calls the signals. Witeka over the ball at center. Heinrich takes. He's going back to throw in the first play. He throws, and it's broken up. By whom? Gino Marchetti, the big defensive left end. Jumped high in the air to bat it down. Heinrich never did get that ball out of his own backfield. As Marchetti, 6'4", 240-pounder, broke through to snap it down.
This is something that I've been anticipating, watching for. Marchetti really roared in on Connolly. They know that they'll have to rush that passer both sides, and Baltimore did it on that play.
Okay, Joe. Giants out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage. The ends are split. The slot back to the right is Frank Gifford. Heinrich at quarterback. Holds the signals. Gets the snap. Fakes to Triplett. Goes back to throw. He throws. It is good to Webster at the 20, 25-yard line. Across the 25 to about the 27. Again, Marchetti broke through. It was Don Shinnick who made the tackle. Marchetti was just about to get his hands on Heinrich when he got the ball away. Out to the left to Alex Webster. And Webster carried to the 27-yard line. A gain of 7 yards. It's third down and 3 yards to go. With the Baltimore Colts taking time out. The score, the Giants nothing, the Colts nothing. Next time you go out for cigarettes, here's something to remember. You get better makins in a Marlboro. Better makins. Two little words that mean more flavor, more filter, more cigarette. The secret's in the Marlboro recipe. A special recipe created in Richmond, Virginia from fine, mild tobaccos, specially blended, then carefully processed for filter smoking. This recipe teams up with Marlboro's improved filter to give you a generous helping of flavor in a smoke of surprising mildness. Flavor and mildness. That's the combination you want. That's the combination you get with Marlboro. Because you get better makins in a Marlboro. Pick up a carton next time you shop. You can tell today's Marlboro by the new gold crest on the pack and box. So just remember, whenever you buy cigarettes, for more flavor, more filter, more cigarette, for better makins, make it Marlboro. Well, on the first two plays from scrimmage this afternoon, the Giants took to the air. The first one batted down by Gino Marchetti, the big defensive left end of the Baltimore Colts. The second one, Heinrich got away just as Marchetti was about to slap him down. And Alex Webster hauled it in. It was a short pass taken at the line of scrimmage as Webster moved out to the left. And then he carried up across the 25 to the 27 before Shinnick made the tackle for the Colts. So it's third down, and 3 yards to go for the Giants on their own 27 as they move out of the huddle. Right end, Kyle Rote is split. Left end, Schnaufler just by a couple of steps, and Gifford is a flanker out to the left. Heinrich back to throw. Throws. It's good to Rote. He couldn't hold on to it. Had his hands on the ball. He was hit by Carl Tassif just as he was about to grab it. There's a marker on the field, however. The New York Giants were offside on the play. Kyle Rote, with his back to the defender, Carl Tassif, jumped high in the air, had his hands on it, was hit by Tassif, and dropped it at about the 33-yard line. The Giants were offside on the play. The penalty was declined by the Baltimore Colts as it's now fourth down. And 3 yards to go for the Giants on their own 27-yard line. And Don Chandler, who was second in the league this year in punting, comes in the football game to do the kicking. Down deep, Tassif and Lenny Moore for the Baltimore Colts. Moore on the near side, Tassif on the far side. Tassif signals for a fair catch, and he takes it at the Baltimore 30-yard line. So the Baltimore Colts will take over on Tassif's fair catch. It'll be first down for the Colts. 10 yards to go on their own 30. 43-yard punt for Don Chandler. Ball is spotted right at the 30. So now the Colts have the ball for the first time this afternoon. Unitas, Dupre, Moore, and Amici. Hand off to Moore. Wide to the left. Cuts back in. And is nailed back to the line of scrimmage. Number 21, Carl Karalevich, makes the tackle.
These boys came out there like gangbusters, that offensive unit. They went into an unbalanced line on the first play and sprung them right to the left that time. Looks as though both teams are cooking up surprises. New York has tossed 3 straight forward passes. Now Baltimore is on the attack, and they're ready to roll.
And it's second down and 12 yards to go for the Colts. They move up to the line of scrimmage. Unitas asks the crowd to quiet down. Lenny Moore is a flanker out to the right this time. With Unitas in the backfield, it's Amici and Dupre. The handoff goes to Amici straight ahead, and he bowls his way up to about the 34-yard line. Alan the Horse Amici carrying up the middle. Karalevich in there to make the tackle along with Andy Robustelli and Sam Huff. So Amici picks up 6 yards from his own 28-yard line to the 34-yard line. And it is third down coming up and 6 yards to go. The Colts huddle back at the 25-yard line. Out they come. Ray Berry, the left end, splits by about 8 yards. Lenny Moore, a flanker, way out on the right side, about 7 or 8 yards in from the far sideline. Unitas at quarterback calls the signals. Colts line goes down. Unitas starts to carry on a quarterback draw. Gets away from one man, gets just about a yard, and there's a fumble, and the Giants recover. It'll be the Giants' ball, first down. Jim Patton came up with it. So the first big break of the football game as the Giants take over, first and 10 on the Baltimore 37-yard line. Unitas coming up the middle on the quarterback draw was hit after he got a couple of yards. So it's the Giants' ball, first and 10. Snelker splits at right end. Rote does the same on the left side. Slot back to the right is Frank Gifford. Heinrich still at quarterback for New York. Calls the signals. Gets the snap back from White Tucker. Hands to Webster wide to the left, but he goes nowhere. Alex Webster pulled down by Don Shinnick on a shoestring tackle. Then along came Art Donovan to help out, but it was Shinnick who made the stop. A loss on the play of a couple of yards back to the 39-yard line. Alex Webster trying to swing around his own left end, but he couldn't make it as Shinnick, the middle guard, came driving through to make the stop. Giants huddle outside the 45-yard line. They have the ball on the Baltimore 39. Second down, about 12 yards to go. Webster, a flanker out to the right. Giant, fumble, triplet, couldn't hold on to it, and I believe the Colts have come up with it this time. It's the Baltimore Colts ball. It was bobbled originally by Heinrich, and then in handing it off to Triplet lost it, and Gino Marchetti came up with it. And so it's Baltimore's ball, first and 10 on the 45-yard line. Gino Marchetti coming up with the ball. Colts first and 10. Unitas calls the signals. He's going back to throw. He gets good protection. The little flare pass out to the left. Dupre has it. He gets to the 49-yard line. Tackled at the 49 by number 21, Carl Karalevich. Number 84, Harlan Severi, helping out. Unitas got terrific protection that time. A gain of 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6 yards to go. And that's the first time that Unitas has thrown this afternoon. The little flare pass to L.G. Dupre as Dupre moved out to the left. Ball on the 49-yard line. Second down and 6 to go. Lenny Moore is a flanker out to the right. Unitas calls the signals. Long count this time. The line goes down. The snap back to Unitas. The handoff goes to Dupre, and he is really nailed as he gets just a yard to the 50-yard line. Hitting in behind his left guard. He was really dropped by number 84, Harlan Severi, the linebacker on the right side for the New York Giants. So Dupre gets 1 yard. It's third down and 5 yards to go. Baltimore backfield, Unitas at quarterback, Dupre, the running halfback at left half. Lenny Moore is normally the flanker. Once in a while he does stay in the backfield as a runner. Amici is the fullback. It's Moore, flanked out to the right. The left end, Ray Berry, is split, and the right end, Mutchler, is tight. Unitas calls the signals. He takes. He's going back to throw. He fires. Intercepted by Karalevich at the Giant 40. Gets across the 45 to the 47. It'll be Giants ball, first and 10. L.G. Dupre made the tackle. The forward pass thrown by Unitas, intercepted by Carl Karolevich, the former Syracuse University star. And Karolevich got a return from the 40 to the 45-yard line in Giant territory. So it's New York's ball, first and 10. Webster flanked out to the right. The left end, Kyle Roda split. Flip out to Gifford, wide to the left, and he goes nowhere. Ray Brown comes up from the Baltimore secondary to make the stop. Heinrich flipping out to Frank Gifford. Gifford trying to get around the corner, but he got nowhere. Actually lost a yard on the play, back to the 44-yard line. And at least in the early moments of this football game, these defenses are really tough. Ball on the 44 in Giant territory. Second down, 11. Webster flanked to the right. Kyle Rhodes split at left end. Heinrich takes. Gives to Triplett. Triplett stops at just about the line of scrimmage. He started to go wide to the left, stopped short, and then tried to cut, but he was hit just as he did by number 76, Big Daddy, Gene Lipscomb. So there's no gain on the play. Triplett got to just about the line of scrimmage. The veteran Charlie Connerly starts to loosen up in back of the Giant bench, right down in front of our broadcasting booth. It's third down and 11 yards to go. Giants have it on their own 44-yard line. They huddle back at the 35. Now they move out of there. Kyle Rhodes splits at right end. Frank Gifford is a flanker out to the left. Waiteka over the ball at center as Heinrich calls the signals. Takes. Goes back to throw. He throws to Triplett. He's at the 45. And he fights his way to the 50-yard line. Triplett takes the flare pass. And again, Gino Marchetti was putting pressure on. It was Pellington and Leo Sanford, or Don Shinnick, who made the tackle. All of the passes thrown so far have been of the flare variety, the short ones out to either the right or the left. That one went for a gain of 6 yards, just crossing the 50-yard line, and now Chandler goes in to do the punting. Fourth down, about 5 yards to go. Kicking from about his own 40-yard line. He gets the kick away. It's a good high one. Tassup waits for it at the Baltimore 9, to the 10, and he goes out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Chandler's punt. Going down to the Baltimore 9-yard line. Carl Tassup, the veteran defensive back, moves it back. 41-yard punt, a 6-yard return. Ball is being spotted now at the 15-yard line. Driven out by Ed Hughes. And so the Colts have it first and 10 deep in their own territory at the 15-yard line. No score in the football game. 8 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Baltimore out of the huddle. Lenny Moore flanked out to the right. Unitas calls the signals. The left end, Ray Berry, splits by about 5 yards. Unitas back to throw. Gets good protection. Throws a long one. It is good to Moore. He has it at the Giant 40, down to the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Lenny Moore hauled it in. He was tackled by Jim Patton. Lyndon Crow was defending on the play, but Moore made a great catch. A 55-yard pass play from quarterback John Unitas to the speedy halfback Lenny Moore. And the Colts come up with the first big play of the afternoon. But Moore made a great catch. Moore is flanked out to the right. Ball nose just over the Giant 25. Unitas calls the signals. Gets the snap. Hands off to Amici, the fullback. Up the middle he goes, and inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 19. Dick Modulewski, number 77. Carl Karolevich, number 21. In there to make the tackle. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line, so Amici gets 5 yards, and it's second down and 5 yards to go. Baltimore threatening for the first time this afternoon. No score in the game. Little under 7 minutes left to play in the opening period. Unitas calls the signals. He has Moore flanked out to the right. Giants have a 5-man line. Unitas gets the hands off to Dupre, but Dupre goes nowhere. Dupre got the handoff from John Unitas, but he was nailed by Dick Modulewski just as soon as he got the ball. A loss of a yard on the play back to the 21-yard line. And it's going to be third down and 6 yards to go. And here's a big one coming up. Third down and 6 for the Baltimore Colts on the New York Giants 21-yard line. Giants have talked things over defensively. The Colts now break their offensive huddle. Ray Berry splits at left end by about 8 or 10 yards. Moore is the flanker out on the right side. Unitas checks the New York defense, calls the signals. Amici splits from his position. Unitas back to throw. They whistle. And number 75, Jim Catkavage and Buzz Nutter, the Baltimore center, have a couple of words, quickly separated. I believe Baltimore took too much time. The whistle blew actually before Nutter snapped the ball to the quarterback. And now the officials have a bit of a conference. Baltimore penalized back to the 25-yard line for a delay of game. And so, it's now third down, 11 yards to go. So let's see what the Colts come up with. They have the ball on the New York Giants 25-yard line, just outside the 25. Berry splits at left end. And again, Lenny Moore. Dupre is the flanker out to the right. The flip goes out to Lenny Moore. He tries to get around the corner, but he has dropped it about the 25-yard line. Cliff Livingston, number 89, making the tackle for the New York Giants. The flip went to Len Moore. He tried to get around the right end. He did for just about a yard to the 24-yard line. And so now it's going to be Steve Myra trying a field goal. The ball being held by George Shaw from the 30-yard line. The ball is spotted, booted. It is no good, but there's a flag on the play. The Giants were offside. A 30-yard field goal try, no good, but the Giants were offside, and so Myra will get another chance.
Offside penalty against the Giants.
This time Myra will be kicking from about the 26-yard line. Myra's in his second year. He's 6'1", 235 pounds. He tries the short ones. Bert Retchichar usually tries the long ones. A new football being thrown in. George Shaw, Baltimore's number 2 quarterback, will hold the ball.
On the 19.
He's going to, his knee is down at about the 27-yard line. Signals being called. Spotted. It's blocked. It's blocked by Sam Huff and Carl Levitt. And the Giants take over. Sam Huff, number 70, came driving through to block it.
New York's defensive platoon again came through and getting the plaudits of this crowd of 70,000. They stymied the Baltimore attack, and now New York has taken over once more. And here we go with the veteran Charlie Connolly, I believe, at the throttle.
Right, Joe. Connolly is in at quarterback. Gifford is the flanker out to the right. The ends are tight this time. The handoff to Webster. He goes wide to the left, cuts back in, but he gets just about a yard to the 22-yard line. Big Art Donovan, defensive left tackle for the Baltimore Colts. In there to make the tackle. Donovan 6'3", 270 pounds. Plenty of meat on that Baltimore defensive line. Joyce at right end, 255. Marchetti at the left end is 240. Donovan 270 pounds, and the right tackle, Gene Lipscomb, weighs 288 pounds. Ball at the 22-yard line at second down, about 9. Webster flanks out to the right. The left end, Kyle Rhodes, splits by about 10 yards. Connolly at quarterback. The old master calls the signals. Gets set to throw. Throws the quick one to Triplett, the fullback. He's over the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Shinnick, number 66. Bill Pellington was the first one to hit Triplett, but he got away from him, and Shinnick finally made the tackle. And again, it was that short flare pass out to the right this time to the fullback, Mel Triplett. And Triplett carried up over the 30-yard line to about the 31. And now the chain gang is being called in from across the way for a measurement. We have less than 4 minutes left to play in the opening period of this championship football game at Yankee Stadium. The Baltimore Colts nothing and the New York Giants nothing. It's short of the first down, so it's going to be third down and about a yard to go. Jim Lee Howell yells something into his players. New York backfield right now is Charlie Connolly at quarterback. Frank Gifford at left half. Alex Webster is at right half. And the fullback is Mel Triplett. The ends are Kyle Rote and Bob Schnelker. And they frequently exchange sides. Schnelker, most of the time playing a tight end, while Rote is the split end. Giants have picked up 5 first downs. Or 3. Giants up there at the line of scrimmage. Webster flanked out to the right. The ends are tight. The flip goes to Gifford, wide to the left, and he gets yardage. He's at the 35, the 40. He's at the 50, the Baltimore 40, the 35, and he's down to about the 31-yard line. Bill Pellington makes the tackle. Gifford doing some fancy running. Circled his own left end, cut back, and goes all the way down to the Baltimore 31-yard line. A good block thrown by number 66, Jack Stroud, back in there this afternoon after being out with rib injuries. 38-yard run for Frank Gifford, and the Giants have the ball on the Baltimore 31-yard line. New York coming out of the huddle. This time it's a straight tee in the backfield. Left-hand road split by just a couple of yards. Connerly calls. Hands to Triplett. Wide to the left. He cuts back in, but gets just about a yard to the 30-yard line. Really driven into the earth. Art Donovan, number 70, in there to make the tackle. Triplett got inside the 30-yard line. Given to the 29, so it's a gain of 2 yards on the play, second down, and 8 yards to go. Giants move up to the line of scrimmage. Kyle Rote splits out, flanker out to the right. Gifford out to the left. Connerly rolls to his right, throws a long one, no good. Intended for a Kyle Rote down inside the 5-yard line. Carl Tassif, number 23, was defending. Getting the pressure on Connerly was the big left end, Gino Marchetti. As Connerly rolled to the right, tried to hit Kyle Rote down inside the Baltimore 5-yard line, but it's incomplete. Giants have now tried 6 passes and completed 3 of them. They have 1 first down. And the Colts also have 1 first down. That came on that long pass play from Unitas to Lenny Moore. It's been a defensive battle so far. And many football experts figured that that's what it was going to be. A little better than 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Giants move out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Straight tee in the backfield. The end split. Connerly back to throw. He fires it. It is no good. Intended for Webster, but Webster fell down as he was cutting over the middle.
Webster, I think, hit one of those damp spots on the field that's left from the thawing out of the frosty surface. Because the ball was right on the button. Webster was wide open, but just as he reached for it, his feet went out from under him, and obviously he hit a wet patch on the field. I've been interested in the Giants running. They're running to the left, passing down the right side of the Baltimore defense. Baltimore is running, when they do run, over Big Rosie Greer, figuring he's hurt, and they can do it. Now we're getting a field goal try, Bill.
From the 36-yard line, Pat Summerall boots it. It's good. The Giants lead by a score of 3-0. As Pat Summerall, 2 weeks ago this afternoon, kicked them right into the Eastern Conference race when he came up with a 49-yard field goal with just a couple of minutes remaining to beat the Browns 13-10 in the final game of the regular season and set up the playoff last week. Now he comes through with a 36-yard field goal, and the Giants are in front by a score of 3-0. Going back in the double safety to receive the kickoff, Leonard Lyles, number 26, while at Louisville, billed as the fastest man in football. And on the other side, it's Jackie Simpson, another rookie, number 41, from the University of Florida. Don Chandler is setting the ball up in the 40-yard line to kick off for the New York Giants. Leonard Lyles, 5'11", 190 pounds. Chandler has the ball teed up on the 40. Lyles on the far side, and Simpson is on the near side. Giants in front, 3-0 as Chandler kicks off. Lyles takes it down on the goal line, comes straight out, the 5, the 10, the 15, moves to the right, and is he hit? As he gets to just about the 20-yard line. It was Cliff Livingston, number 89, who was in there to make the tackle. 60-yard kickoff, a 20-yard return for Lyles, and Baltimore has it, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Colts out of the huddle. Lenny Moore goes out to the right. Left end, Ray Berry splits. Unitas at quarterback calls the signals. Gets the snap. He goes back to throw. He fires it. Moore has it. At about the 26-yard line, tackled immediately. Lenny Moore went down the far sideline, then stopped short and came back to get it at the 26, tackled immediately by Lyndon Crow, number 41. Unitas has attempted 5 and completed 4 in the first period with 1 minute and 15 seconds left to play in this quarters. The Colts have the ball 2nd and 4 on their own 26-yard line. Again, Moore is out to the right. Berry the left end split. Handoff goes to Dupre. Dupre following the fullback. Moves in behind the right side of his line and gets up close to the 30-yard line. So it's about at the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a yard to go. Emlyn Tunnell moving in from the New York secondary to help Dick Modulewski make the tackle. Colts backfield, Unitas, Dupre, Moore, Amici. Lenny Moore flanks out to the right. The ends are tight this time. Unitas at quarterback calls the signals, gets the snap, fakes to Amici, goes back to throw. He throws. It is no good. Intended for Lenny Moore. It was broken up on the far side by Lyndon Crow. That time, Carl Karalevich, the right cornerback, had a good rush on Unitas. And so it's broken up. And now with just about 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter of this football game, Ray Brown comes in to do the punting. First time this afternoon that Baltimore has kicked. Lyndon Crow and Don Maynard, the double safety for the Giants. Brown gets the kick away, bounces to the Giant 40. Taken by Lyndon Crow at the 30. And he is driven all the way back to the 15-yard line. Sherman Plunkett, number 79, was the first man downfield for the Baltimore Colts. Crow, in trying to get away from him, was driven all the way back to the 17-yard line. Ordell Bracey, reserve end, also in on that tackle. 38-yard punt. But Lyndon Crow lost 8 yards.
On the Giants, 17.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter with the score of the New York Giants 3, the Baltimore Colts nothing. This first quarter has been brought to you by Marlboro, the cigarette with better makings, more flavor, more filter, more cigarette. The secret's in the Marlboro recipe, created in Richmond, Virginia, from fine, mild tobaccos, specially blended, then carefully processed for filter smoking. Pick up a carton in pack or box next time you shop. The second quarter will be brought to you by Clinton Engines Corporation.
Nearly 8 million Clinton air-cooled gasoline engines are in use today, delivering dependable power for all kinds of equipment in homes, on the farm, and in industry. Hundreds of manufacturers specify and rely on Clinton engines, for the Clinton Arrowhead trademark is the international symbol of quality.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
These are the General Electric stations, Schenectady, WGY, and WGFM. The Baltimore boys, in a defensive huddle, break out of it now and move up to the line of scrimmage. The Giants huddle back inside the 10-yard line. Giants lead by a score of 3-0 on the strength of a 36-yard field goal by Pat Summerall. And the Giants have the ball now, 1st and 10, on their own 17-yard line.
1st and 10.
Charlie Connerly at quarterback. Kyle Rhodes splits at left end. Alex Webster is a flanker this time. He's out to the right. Connerly calls the signals. He gets the snap, and he's going back to throw. He throws the flare to Gifford out to the left. Gifford away from one man is a fumble. And the Baltimore Colts have recovered. Ray Krause in there for Baltimore. Recovers as Gifford, in taking the pass from Connerly, did sidestep one man, but then was hit at about the 19-yard line. He fumbled, and the Colts have it. Ray Krause, the veteran defensive tackle, coming up with it at the 20-yard line. Another big break for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas hands off to Moore. Wide to the left, cuts back in. He gets down to about the 15-yard line. Sam Huff has him. And Moore finally is dumped to the earth by Sam Huff. Lenny Moore taking the handoff from the quarterback, John Unitas, swinging out to the left. And he gets as far as the 16-yard line. So it's a gain of just about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. In the Baltimore backfield, Unitas at quarterback. L.G. Dupre at left half. Lenny Moore at right half. And Alan Amici is the fullback. Dupre is a flanker out to the right this time, with Moore in the backfield as the running back. The left end Berry split by a couple of yards. Unitas calls the signals. Hands to Amici, the powerful fullback. Hits in behind the right side of his line. Is dumped by Katkavich and Sam Huff after he gets in to about the 12-yard line. Good block thrown by Alex Sandusky to open the hole there. Edmo Gillespie also in on the stop for the New York Giants. The ball is spotted at about the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Giants leading by a score of 3-0, but the Colts have the ball on the New York 12. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Dupre flank to the right. The left end Berry is split. Unitas hands to Amici. Amici gets in close to the 1st down. And again it was Sam Huff who made a tackle right down at the ankles, but it's a 1st down. Alan Amici, the 6'1", 220-pound fullback from the University of Wisconsin, carries for the 1st down. Ball is in at about the 8-yard line, about the 9-yard line. So it is 1st down for the Baltimore Colts. They're at the line of scrimmage. Again, Dupre is the flanker to the right. Left end Berry split by just a couple of yards. Unitas the quarterback. Calls the signals. Hand out to Moore. Wide to the left. He gets by one man. He gets down to about the 1, and it's ruled that he stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Jim Patton bouncing him out of bounds. Carl Karolevich had his arms on Lenny Moore at or in back of the line of scrimmage. But Moore got away from him. So the ball is on the 1-yard line, and it is 2nd down. Moore has tremendous speed for those sweeps around the end. Dupre is again flanked to the right. Unitas the quarterback. The line goes down. Snap back to Unitas. Hand off to Amici, the fullback, and he's in for the touchdown. Well, it didn't take the Colts long to capitalize on that break. Ray Krause recovered a fumble at the 20-yard line, and in just 5 plays, the Colts moved the 20 yards for the touchdown, and they're in front by a score of 6-3. Myra trying for the extra point. George Shaw holding. Ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line. It's good. Myra converts. And it is a 7-3 football game. The Baltimore Colts in front. 12 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in the 2nd quarter. Giants took the lead on Summerall's 36-yard field goal, but the Colts came back as a result of the fumble recovery and went in for the touchdown that puts them in front. And so now the Giants will receive Phil King and Don Maynard. Going back in the double safety, Bert Retchichar will kick off for the Baltimore Colts. King standing down on the New York goal line on the far side. Maynard, the speedster from Texas Western, is on the near side. Maynard, very slim, 6 feet, 178 pounds. On the other hand, King is a real big boy, 6'4", and 225 pounds. King is from Vanderbilt. Retchichar has teed the ball up on the 40-yard line. The Colts in front by a score of 7-3. Early in the 2nd period of this championship football game at Yankee Stadium. Retchichar signals that he's all set. He gets the whistle and moves up on it. It's a low kick. Bouncing and taken by Triplett, at the 15-yard line. Still on his feet as he crosses the 30-yard line, and he gets up to about the 33. Triplett had his hands on it, couldn't hold onto it first. Down at about the 15, it was picked up by a lineman, Roosevelt Brown, who turned and handed it to Triplett. It was Myra who made the tackle at the 33-yard line. And so, the New York Giants have it. 1st and 10 on their own 33. Out of the huddle they come. Webster flanked out to the right. Kyle Rote at left end is split. Connerly at quarterback calls the signals. Gets the snap. Hand off to Triplett. Triplett gets nowhere. There's a fumble. But it is ruled, I believe, that the whistle blew the play dead before he lost possession of the ball. Coming in to make the tackle, number 83, Don Joyce, the defensive right end, as Triplett was boxed up after getting just about a yard to the 34-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. 2nd and 9 for the New York Giants. They have the ball on their own 34-yard line, and they trail in the football game by a score of 7-3. Giants out of the huddle. Webster takes the flanking spot out to the right. Kyle Rote at left end is split. Connerly at quarterback. Calls the signals, gets the snap from Waiteka. He goes back to throw. He fires. Rote has it. Rote has it at about the 48-yard line in Giant territory. Milt Davis makes the tackle. But it is a 1st down. It is being spotted at the 48-yard line in Giant territory as Charlie Connerly connects with a veteran left end, Kyle Rote. Giants ball 1st and 10 on their own 48. Defensively, the Colts have Marchetti and Joyce at the ends. Lipscomb at right tackle. Giants set to put the ball in play. Webster flanked out to the right. Connerly back to throw, but he's smothered back inside his own 40-yard line. Bill Pellington, number 36, the linebacker, came crashing through.
They fired all 3 linebackers through on that one, Bill. They've been doing that, both teams, and Baltimore particularly. They put all 3 of the middle line, the linebackers through that 4-man defensive line, sent 7-man rush in, and it paid off that time. These 2 teams are the 2 finest defensive teams in the National Football League, and the defensive play is really eye-popping.
A 9-yard loss, and it's 2nd down and 19 yards to go. Schnelker splits at right end. Rote splits at left end. The slot back to the right is Alex Webster. Hand off to Gifford. Reverse to Webster. Webster comes to the 40-yard line and gets to about the 43, and that's all. In there to make the tackle, Shinnick and Lipscomb. Also Myra. Myra's in there in place of Leo Sanford. And Krause is in at left tackle in place of Art Donovan. The ball on the 43-yard line on the double reverse. The handoff going from Connerly first to Gifford and then to Webster. Webster gets just about 4-yard gain. It's 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Giants huddling back inside their own 35-yard line. It's the Baltimore Colts 7, the New York Giants 3. 9.5 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. Webster flanked to the right. The ends are split. Connerly going back to throw. He throws. Little one right over the middle. Gifford had it and couldn't hold it. Marchetti driving in on Charlie Connerly. But Connerly got the ball away, and Gifford was there, and there was no one near him. It was just a short one, just at about the line of scrimmage. So the Baltimore defense again is held. It's now 4th down and 15 yards to go. Connerly, or the Giants, have thrown 10 passes and have completed 5. Chandler in there to do the kicking. Simpson and Carl Tassop, the deep man for the Colts. Simpson takes it at the 19. There's a fumble. Let's see who came up with it. I believe Tassop recovered it. It is ruled that Carl Tassop recovered. John Chandler punted. And in the face of... Now it is ruled that the Giants recovered. It's the Giants' ball. Roosevelt Brown on the 11-yard line. One official gave the signal that Tassett had recovered, but the ball goes to the New York Giants at the 11. Simpson signaled or took the ball, couldn't hold on to it. On the 11-yard line, Giants first and 10. Connerly calls the signals, gets the snap, flips out to Gifford. Gifford fumbles, and the Baltimore Colts recover. It was Milt Davis who made the tackle. And let's see, it's big John Joyce, number 83, who came up with the football. Well, we've seen some fumbles and some pass interceptions here in the first half. The ball on the 14-yard line. Baltimore's ball, first and 10, on the Colt 14. The ends are split. Back to throw, Unitas. Throws a long one for Dupre, no good. Lyndon Crow covering all the way. The pass intended for Dupre, who just set sail along the near sideline, was in New York territory at about the 45-yard line. Unitas has attempted 7 this afternoon so far and has completed 4 of them. But that one was incomplete, and so it's going to be second down. And 10 yards to go for the Colts. The Colts huddle back inside their own 5-yard line. Lenny Moore flanks to the right. The left end, Ray Berry is split. Unitas checks the New York defense. Unitas goes back to throw. He fires. It's good over on the far side to Ray Berry at just about the 18-yard line. He was tackled immediately by Carl Karalevich. Boy, these defensive lines really putting on an exhibition here at Yankee Stadium. Ray Berry gets the ball up to the 19-yard line. It's going to be third down at about 5 yards to go. 3rd and 5 for the Baltimore Colts on their own 19-yard line. They lead the Giants by a score of 7-3. 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Lenny Moore is a flanker out to the right. 2 men over here to cover him. Unitas at quarterback calls the signals. Berry split it left end. The fake to Dupre. The pass to the fullback. Amici's at the 20, 25. Across the 25 to about the 29-yard line, the 30-yard line. Sam Huff makes the tackle. Again, that flare pass worked to the fullback, Amici, as Amici moved out to the right. Got a good block from George Freeze, the right tackle. And finally was hauled down by Huff at the 29-yard line. And so it is a gain of 10 yards on the play. Unitas to Alan Amici. And for the Colts, it is first down and 10 yards to go. Baltimore out of the huddle. Muncheller is split at right end this time. The flanker is out to the left. L.G. Dupre is the flanker. Lenny Moore in the running back field now. Moore takes it, cuts in behind the left side of his line, comes up across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Cliff Livingston made the tackle. Jim Parker, the offensive left end for the Colts, cleared the way for Lenny Moore. And he got up to the 39-yard line. And I believe we're going to have a measurement. So now with timeout, the score is 7-3 in favor of the Baltimore Colts.
Not only do Clinton air-cooled gasoline engines supply the power for the products of over 800 leading manufacturers, but they're also the heart of such completely Clinton-made products as the Clinton chainsaw. There are 4 basic models, all of them Power Match. Yes, Power Match to the job. Professional woodsmen, farmers, homeowners, and municipal employees prefer them for the many diversified jobs they perform. From the ball-bearing roller tip to the fast-track chain to the powerful Clinton engine, a Clinton chainsaw is perfectly Power Match. Yes, Power Match to its job and completely Clinton manufactured. So, too, is the Clinton air-cooled outboard motor. An amazingly convenient outboard that weighs only 30 pounds, yet delivers a full 5 horsepower. You'll recognize these fine Clinton products by the world-famous Clinton Arrowhead trademark, international symbol of quality. Look for the Clinton Arrowhead.
On the move, Alan Amici picked up 5 yards, and Lenny Moore, moving in behind his left side of his line, gets up to about the 49-yard line, and is going to be close to another first down. And again, the referee, Ron Gibbs, is calling for the chain gang. Plenty of diversion in this Baltimore backfield. Dupre and Lenny Moore, extremely fast. Alan Amici, a real power runner. Baltimore in possession on their own 49, and it is just shy of the first down. So it's going to be third down, and just inches to go for the first down. The Baltimore Colts leading the Giants by a score of 7-3, and they have moved the ball all the way from the 14-yard line on this series. That's the spot where Don Joyce recovered the fumble. They moved it out to the 49-yard line in their own territory, where it's third down and inches to go. The Baltimore backfield, Unitas, Dupre, Moore, and Amici. The ends, Berry and Mutchler. The tackles, Parker and Priest. The guards, Spinney and Sandusky. In the center is Buzz Nutter. Nutter's over the ball. Lenny Moore flanked out to the right. The ends are tight this time. Unitas calls the signals. He gives to Amici, the fullback, and he powers straight ahead, and I believe gets up to about the 50-yard line before he's piled up by the middle of the New York Giant line. Harlan Sperry, Sam Huff, Cliff Livingston, all in there, but it's enough for the first down. The ball nose just over the 50-yard line into New York Giant territory. So Amici picked it up, and it's 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Colts. The Colts now have 5 first downs. 2-2 for the New York Giants. Unitas back to throw. He fires. Ray Berry made a diving catch over on the far sideline. It is ruled incomplete. Carl Everett was covering on the play. It is ruled that he caught the ball out of bounds. Ray Berry, the left end, going down and out and making a diving try for it along the far sideline in front of the Baltimore bench. But it is ruled that he caught it out of bounds, so it is incomplete, and it is now second down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. The ball on the 50-yard line with Baltimore leading by a score of 7-3. Lenny Moore flanked out to the right. Line goes down. The snap back to Unitas. He hands off to Dupre. Dupre comes forward and gets to about the 46-yard line. In there to make the tackle was Frank Uso, who is in the football game in place of Roosevelt Greer at defensive right tackle. Ball spotted at the Giant 46-yard line. So Dupre got 4, and it's second down and 6. The Colts huddle back at their own 45. The ball is on the Giant 46. Baltimore out of the huddle. Lenny Moore flanks out to the right. The left end, Berry splits. Unitas barks the signals. Amici shifts his position in the backfield. Unitas back to throw. Gets protection, runs for the ball. 45, 40, 35, down to the 30-yard line. Frank Uso over there to make the tackle along with Sam Huff. Unitas back to throw. Couldn't find a receiver in the open. Decided to take off with it, and that he did. And he goes to the Giant 30-yard line. 16-yard run by the flashy quarterback of the Baltimore Colts. And it is first down and 10 yards to go for Baltimore on the Giant 30. The Colts break out of the huddle. L.G. Dupre takes the flanking spot to the right. Ray Berry splits at left end. Giants have 5 men up there on the line of scrimmage. Unitas gives to Lenny Moore, and boy, he's really upended by Sam Huff. Cliff Livingston, number 89, also helping out. Huff just grabbed him low, picked him up, and dropped him at the 29-yard line. So there's a gain on the play of just a yard, and it's second down and 9 yards to go. With Dupre and Moore in there, the Baltimore backfield is much smaller than the New York Giant backfield. Dupre and Moore weigh just 190 pounds each. Dupre out to the right. Unitas back to throw. There's a marker on the play. Unitas starts to run with the ball. And he gets to about the 26-yard line. Edmo Gillespie, number 77, grabbed him. Also Katkavich, number 75. Unitas again found his receivers covered and decided to run with it. He got into about the 25-yard line, but let's see what the penalty is going to be. Andy Robustelli and John Unitas conferring with the officials. Unitas on that play picked up about 4 yards from the 29 to the 25 before he was knocked down. They're still conferring with the officials down at the 25-yard line. And now Robustelli says he'll take the penalty, so Baltimore is going to be penalized. A 5-yard penalty. It's illegal motion. And so the ball is moved back to the 34-yard line. Illegal motion called against the Baltimore Colts. The down is the second down, but it's now 14 yards to go. The ball on the New York Giants, 34-yard line. Buckseller at right end splits way out. Unitas back to throw. Fires. It's good. A diving catch made by the left end, I believe it is Ray Berry. It is Berry. Carl Karalevich was covering, but Berry made a great diving catch down at the 21-yard line. A gain of about 13 yards on the play. Ball spotted at the 21, so it's going to be third down there for the Colts. And 1 yard to go for the first down. Ray Berry, their fine receiver, 6'2", 190-pounder from SMU. Lenny Moore, a flanker, out to the right. The Colts move to the line of scrimmage. But now a timeout has been called. 2 minutes remaining. The score is Baltimore 7, the Giants 3.
Hello, I'm Don Thomas. As president of the Clinton Engines Corporation, I think you ought to know about our new sales policy because it directly concerns everyone who manufactures and everyone who buys gasoline-powered equipment for homes, farms, or industry. Our policy is simply this. To protect the public, we will not sell our engines to manufacturers of lawnmowers, tillers, tractors, pumps, or hundreds of other applications unless we first are satisfied that these products meet our high standards of quality, performance, and safety. This means that you will find Clinton engines only on the finest equipment. You may buy them with complete confidence.
To find your Clinton dealer, look in the yellow pages under Engine, Gasoline. There are more than 10,000 Clinton sales and service dealers in the United States, Canada, and 77 countries throughout the world.
Unitas fakes to Amici, throws down in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Ray Berry takes the pass in the end zone, and the Baltimore Colts have scored for the second time, and they lead the New York Giants 13-3. Baltimore Colts drove 86 yards in 13 plays. After that, Don Joyce recovery of a fumble. Lara trying for the extra point. Ray Brown holding at the 10-yard line. Snap, the spot, the boot, it's good. And it's a 14-3 football game. Joe?
Well, the National Football League's best offensive team, Baltimore, facing the league's best defensive team, prevailed with an 84-yard margin. It took them 13 plays, and they really grounded out on it in doing it. The Colts this year gained over 4,000 yards, 4,614 to be exact, which produced 381 points. That's high for the league this year. So you can see that this 84-yard march of theirs that resulted in their second touchdown was not the strange thing at all. They seemed to be inspired when they recovered the giant fumble on their own 14 and proceeded to go to work with tremendous dispatch. And Unitas guided them skillfully all the way down to some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first downs on the way, and then hit Raymond Berry with the touchdown strike, which sent them out in front by that 13-3 score. And Myers adding the addition of the extra point has given them a 14-3 margin now with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Baltimore is almost ready to go again. We see the registrars setting the ball up on the kicking tee out on the 40-yard line of the Colts. The Colts are supported today by some 20,000 of their fans who have made the trip here by rail, by car, and by plane to cheer their Colts on.
Registrars set to kick off with a minute and some 20 seconds left to play in the first half. Maynard and King are deep. It's a low kick. Bounces off, Triplett rolls into the Giant end zone and goes out of the field of play. So the Giants will take it 1st and 10 on the touchback. It bounced and hit Mel Triplett and then bounded over the head of Don Maynard, who was waiting for it. That goes down into the end zone and out of the field of play, and so it's New York's ball, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And the Giants have just a minute and some 10 or 12 seconds in which to do something with it, and they trail by a score of 14-3. Kyle Rhodes splits at left end. Webster, a flanker out to the right. 2 men over there to cover Webster. Connerly gives on the draw, but the ball carrier goes nowhere. Bill King in there at fullback, but he got to just about the line of scrimmage. Dino Marchetti and Art Donovan, who's back in at tackle, made the stop. Giant backfield. Connerly, Gifford, Webster, and Bill King. Connerly calls the signals. Going back to throw, he falls down. That's about the same spot where Webster fell when he was cutting over the middle. Connerly going back to set up, lost his footing, and fell down close to the 10-yard line. Ball is down at about the 11-yard line, so it's a loss of 9. 3rd down and 19 yards to go. Giants have possession on their own 11, and the seconds are ticking away. Just about 10 left in the first half of this football game. Gifford flanks out to the left. Kyle Rhodes splits at right end. Connerly calls the signals. This could be the last play of the first half. Webster with the ball, wide to the left, cuts back in. He gets to the 15, to about the 20, fumbles. It is picked up by Andy Nelson, but the whistle had blown it dead. Well, it's the end of the first half, and the score is the Baltimore Colts 14, the New York Giants 3. Collegiate and professional for many, many years in all capacities, as a player, as a coach, and now as a broadcaster, Joe Bolin. Joe, come on in.
Thank you, Bill McColgan. And Don Chandler of New York has set the ball up on the kicking tee. The Giants elected to receive at the start of the game. Now it's Baltimore's choice, and Don is ready to kick for Baltimore, Simpson and Lyles. Lenny Lyles and Jackie Simpson. Lenny Lyles of Louisville and Jackie Simpson of Florida. They're flanking the goalpost to our left. The lights are on and have been on here since 1 o'clock in Yankee Stadium, in spite of the fact that they're not needed, and I hope will not be needed during the course of the afternoon. It's just a precaution. Here's the kick, sailing downfield, and it's taken by Lyles right on the goal line to the 5, the 10. He cuts to his left, swings up the field, is met by a Giant out about the 18-yard line and dragged out of bounds at about the 19, where it's 1st and 10 for Baltimore, with a 60-yard kick and a 19-yard return for Lenny Lyles of the opening kickoff. Billy Lott, a Mississippi boy, is the tackler. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Baltimore has now been operating with Johnny Unitas at quarterback, and Dupre is flanked to the left, leaving Amici and Moore back as the running backs. The right end, Mutchler, is flanked wide to the right. 1st and 10 on their own 19 for Baltimore. Baltimore leading 14-3. The handoff is to Moore. Moore tries the right side of the Giant line, picks up 5. As he advances the ball behind sharp blocking of Parker once again, and Raymond Berry to the 24-yard line. He's stopped finally by Jim Katcavage of New York, and it's 2nd down, 6 to go on the 24-yard line of Baltimore. Baltimore leading 14-3. We've just gotten the 3rd quarter underway here in the National Football League's championship game at Yankee Stadium in New York. Lenny Moore flanked wide to the right now, and back goes Unitas to throw. Sets, looks, throws out to the right, and it's grabbed off here by Jim Mutchler after a fake that cleared the short right end, the right flat zone for Mutchler. He's tackled, driven out of bounds by Ellen Tunnell on the 32 or 32-yard line of Baltimore, where it's a 1st and 10 to go for the Baltimore team.
On the 32.
Baltimore's ball, first and 10 on their own 32 now. The Colts lead the Giants 14-3. Unitas has all backs in. A handoff is fake to Amici, given to Moore, and Moore is dropped for a loss. Back on his own 26-yard line by Holland Sparry, the right side linebacker who fired through the right side of the New York line and nailed Lenny Moore. Well, the one end of the ball is on the 25. So it's second down coming up now, and about 17 to go for a first down for Baltimore as the Giants' powerful defense asserts itself. Lenny Moore flanked wide to the right this time. Again, two men out to cover him. Lyndon Crow deep, short Livingston, the left side linebacker. And so much noise here that a momentary timeout is called by Ron Gibbs. And Baltimore reassembles for a huddle call as Gibbs drops back into the huddle. Gibbs then comes to the ball, indicates ball ready for play. Start the clock. And away we go again. 14-3, Baltimore leading New York. We're just getting the third period underway here at Yankee Stadium. We're anticipating fireworks. Again, Moore wide to the right. Back goes Unitas. Sets, throws. It's good. It's hit by Berry, grabbed off by Berry, the left end, a short hook pass, which finds him tackled as a disturbance on the far side of the field, but immediately the officials are into it to stop it, as Berry is piled up directly in front of the Baltimore bench at about the 39-yard line, the 43-yard line of, it's spotted on the 40-yard line of Baltimore. That's 10 out of 14 for Unitas. He's on the beam today. He now has about 3 yards to go for a first down, and it's third down coming up. That hook pass to Berry got him what he wanted. A chunk of yardage would put him within striking distance of the first down. He maneuvered Baltimore 86 yards, about 5 first downs along the way, with a fine mixture of short passes and runs. In the closing moments of the second period to put Baltimore out in front by the 14-3 score advantage they now possess. And Baltimore is huddling, wearing white. The New York Giants wearing the blue jerseys, blue helmets. Baltimore wearing the white helmets with the horseshoe emblem on either side. Moore flanked wide to the right again. This time only Lyndon Crow comes out to cover him as the Giants pile up to stop the anticipated drive for the first down. Here is the ball to Dupre. Markers down on the field as Dupre hits to about the 43 and a possible first down with a tackle made by Dick Modzalewski of the Giants, aided by Emlyn Cannell. Let's see what the markers are for. It's offside against the Colts. Moves the ball back to the 35-yard line of Baltimore as the penalty is accepted by the New York Giants. And it leaves the situation now third down with 8 to go instead of 3rd and 3. So there'll be a change now in the New York defense, I'm sure. Yes, here comes Lenny Moore out. No, they're still playing Moore with only one man. And Unitas goes back to throw, sets, looks, throws. It's good to Dupre out to the left, and Dupre is tackled on about the 38-yard line as he's held short there with Sam Huff and Carl Karolewicz, but double teaming him at about the 38-yard line. So streaming onto the field come the members of the kicking team of the Baltimore Colts as they prepare to kick. Fourth down coming up now at about 4.5 yards to go for a first down. New York drops back Lyndon Crow and Maynard. Don Maynard as double safety. And kicking Brown back on his own 24 for Baltimore. Fourth down 4, remember, on the 38 of Baltimore. And Brown kicks from about the 25. Sends a good high spiral that chases the double safety men back. Maynard catches it on about the 15. Starts up the field, dodges one man, is tumbled to earth on the 21-yard line with a thud as moving in on him comes Ordell Bracey and Myra for Baltimore. 48-yard kick and a 7-yard return. Now it's the New York Giants ball in this hole with this crowd of fans for the New York Giants. Smoke up, get a full head of steam as they plead for a score from the Giants. Kyle Rowe flanked to the left. Charlie Connolly at quarterback. The handoff here goes to Gifford. Gifford on a trap over the middle, gets nowhere. He runs into Big Art Donovan for one, and the middle linebacker, Don Shinnick, for another, and is piled up. at about the 21-yard line with Gino Marchetti pinching in hard from the left side. So it's second down coming up, and still a shade under 10 yards to go for a first down. New York's ball. They trail 14-3. Baltimore leads. Second down, almost 10. Connolly back to throw. Sets. Throws out to the left. It's good to Gifford, but Gifford is trapped and nailed by Steve Myra. Playing in that defensive platoon for Baltimore. The gain is short. Matter of fact, there's a loss on the play. Now a 3-yard loss back to about the 18-yard line. And we're at an angle from the play. We're at the opposite end of the field at about the 25-yard line, which is one reason why the yard lines are a little hard to distinguish at the side, the field end of the field to your right. Connolly back to throw now in a 3rd and 13 situation. He's rushed hard, ducks one, but he can't duck the other, and he's down for a long loss at about the 12-yard line. With Art Donovan making the tackle on him. Intense pressure coming from Joyce at right end, whom he eluded, and then Donovan, as he shook loose from Joyce, making the tackle that dropped the veteran Charlie Connolly, the oldest active player in the National Football League, back on his own, about on his own 11-yard line. And it's fourth down coming up with about 19 to go as Chandler drops back into his own end zone to kick for New York. Tassett, and we've got Moore down for his double safety. Moore signals for a fair catch, takes on the 41-yard line of Baltimore, and the ball is spotted there. Lenny Moore, fair caught on the Baltimore 41, where it's first and 10 to go with Baltimore leading 14-3 in the third period. We have almost 5 minutes gone up. And a 48-yard kick by Chandler, who is second only to Sam Baker in the National Football League in punting. He has an average of 44 yards a try. And he kicks so high that he forces many fair catches. His defensive linemen are down covering so well. Plenty of time to do it. United's back to throw on a first down try. Sets, looks, throws one down the middle. That's grabbed off by Muchler, and he's tackled as he makes the catch by Patton in New York Giant territory on about the 28-yard line of New York. Well, it'll be first and 10 to go. Jim Muchler, former Notre Dame captain, down the middle, catches a 31-yard pass play. As he made the catch, leaping into the air, Jim Patton, the right safety man for New York, knocked his legs out from under him and dropped him on the 28-yard line of New York, where it's first and 10 to go for Baltimore. Baltimore on the move again. They lead 14-3, and this the third period with about 5 minutes gone of it. A single flanker to the right is Moore. Here's the handoff to Dupre. Dupre is piled up at about the line of scrimmage. Little earned, little if any gain on the play as he runs smack dab into Jim Cabbage and Sam Huff, with Emlyn Tunnell coming up from the secondary to bring him down. Most of the time, New York is in a tight 7-man line. With they start with a basic 4 of Kent Cabbage, Modzaleski, Greer, and Robustelli, backed up by Livingston, Huff, and Zvarang. But those 3 linebackers move in and out of the line, and they pop up at various places, making it a 7 a good deal of the time. Here it's second down now and 9 to go. The ball on the 27-yard line of New York as Unitas drops back to throw, looks, throws to Berry. It's broken up. And Carl Karalivitz came in at the last moment to get a hand on that ball and to bat it out of Raymond Berry's hands. Ray Berry is the top pass catcher of the Baltimore Colts. He caught 56 during the regular season for a total of 794 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's caught 1 touchdown pass today. Third down, 9 to go now on the 27 of New York. This time it's Dupre flanked to the right as Unitas comes back to throw again. Fakes once, hits Berry on a hook, and Berry is tackled by Karalivitz and by Huff as he makes the catch. Good for a first down. For Unitas, he's now hit on 13 out of 18 forward passes. And the boy is very definitely on the beam. University of Louisville product. He's 25 years of age in his 3rd year in the National Football League. He's a 6'1", 190-pounder, but he looks slim out there. And it's first down now and 10 to go on the New York 15-yard line. Here is Unitas hitting his flanker man, Moore. Moore is tackled down, but on about the 4-yard line of New York, I would say, by Lyndon Crow. The ball is on about the 4 or the 3-yard line of New York. And we have now 7.5 minutes coming up. 7.5 minutes to go. We're about halfway through the third period here at Yankee Stadium. Brown comes in to replace Barry as the New York team plans to put on a goal line defense here. First and goal to go on the 3 of New York for Baltimore. Baltimore leading 14-3. They hand off to Amici. He swings, veers to his left, and hits to that goal line or close to it, but we've gotten no indication of a touchdown as Huff and Tunnell combined to bring Amici down. The ball is spotted on the New York 1-yard line where it's second and goal to go. New York is in a tight 8 to a 9-man line, ready to dig in and defend. Alan Amici headed for the middle of the line, then veered to his left on that one, as he so often does. Lenny Moore flanked wide to the left this time, leaving Amici and Dupre back as Unitas prepares to take. Second and goal to go. Unitas on a sneak behind a wedge charge. Hits into the Giant defense. We're getting a call for a timeout from referee Gibbs, an official timeout just to unpile that great mass of humanity at the goal line and find the ball underneath it. Ball ready for play. The nose of the ball almost on the Giant goal line. He picked up only about a foot or a foot and a half. He still has about a foot and a half to go for a first down, and it's third down coming up. Less than a yard to go for a first down for Baltimore. Lenny Moore flanked wide to the right again. Amici and Dupre back with Unitas in front. So Amici behind the left side of the line, behind Parker, the big blocker. Pile drives into the New York line. Again, no signal for a touchdown, but we've got the signal for the timeout officially to unpile the mass of humanity again. And it looks as though that New York Giants defense has stymied Baltimore once again. Yes, New York's defense has held them. And the ball is now on the 1-yard line where it's fourth down and goal to go. And this New York defense is tremendous here at this stage. But can they do it once more? They've had to dig deep into the emotional well. Again, the same offensive setup. And again, Unitas sends his lineman down. Quick tosses out to Amici, swinging wide to the right, and he's thrown for a loss on the 5-yard line. With a tackle made by Livingston, and the New York Giant defense is break. Hold him off. Baltimore leading 14-3, had a chance to get some icing on the cake as they marched steadily down to the New York 1.5-foot line, and there the New York defense manifested itself. Bill, wasn't that a dandy?
It sure was. It looked for a moment as if Dupre was going to get around that right end, but Livingston was wise to the call, and he was in there and made a fine defensive play to stop it. So now the Giants have it first and 10 on their own 5.
First and 10 to go for New York. Connolly heading off here to Gifford, and Gifford over the middle. Picks up a yard or two. Picked up more than a yard or two. He moved it out to about the 10-yard line, a 5-yard crack there. With a timeout being called on the field. With New York taking timeout, the score is Baltimore 14 and New York 3.
Remember this. Lots of people besides Johnny seem to be calling for Philip Morris today. And the reason's pretty simple. They like mildness, but they don't like filters. In fact, more than half the smokers in America prefer cigarettes without a filter. If you're one of this happy majority, then Philip Morris is the cigarette for you. You get a full helping of flavor with today's Philip Morris. It gives you a robust flavor that tastes good every time you smoke. And you get it without a filter, and you get it mild. So if you like mildness, but you don't like filters, remember this suggestion from Johnny.
Call for Philip Morris.
Philip Morris, in pack or box. Pick up some next time you shop.
The New York Giants have the ball on their own 10-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 to go when play is resumed, as we're still in the timeout period. The New York Giant defensive team has, in addition to Kent, Cambridge, Morzaleski, and Uso and Greer at right tackle. Uso's been going most of the way. Robustelli at the right end. The linebackers, Farley and Livingston and Huff. Here they go again, however, 2nd and 5. And moving with that ball to about the 9-yard line comes Phil King, who's been operating at fullback. And it's now, he picked up about 3 yards on the play. It's 3rd down coming up and about 3 to go. He was trying the right side of the Baltimore line, and Lipscomb and Joyce held him to a couple of yards gained on the play. New York has Gifford at left halfback, King at right halfback, and flanked wide to the right goes Webster, the right halfback, King at fullback. Here's Connolly faking the King, throwing down the middle. Road is in the open. He's got it, but he shakes loose one man, shakes loose another. He's being chased from behind and brought down on, there's a fumble on the play. And it's picked up by New York, and racing is Webster with the ball from the 20-yard line into the end zone. That's what happened. There's no markers down on the play. And I think on one of the world's most amazing plays, New York has scored here. Rote caught that forward pass over the middle, was in the clear, was hit from behind. Here comes Rote off the field, fumbled. Alex Webster picked the ball up and raced in for a score. Wait a minute. Oh, the ball's going to be put down on about the 1-yard line. It was ruled, he was tackled there. I thought he had gone in for the score, but he had been hit and then crawled over, and the ball spotted on the 1-yard line, and Mel Triplett now is in the ball. Ball game for New York. 86 yards overall. Connolly to Rote, fumble to Webster. Webster to the 1-yard line where it's 1st and goal to go for New York. With the score 14-3, Baltimore out in front. Connolly now handing off to Webster. Webster drives, doesn't make it. He's piled up short of the goal line. And they've got to unpile that mass of humanity again. So let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
These are the General Electric stations, Schenectady, WGY, and WGFM.
Back at the Yankee Stadium, the ball is still on the 1-yard line. It's ruled that that's where Webster was hitting down, and it's 2nd and goal to go. And now, the league's 2nd-best defensive unit, Baltimore's, is being tested by New York, as New York has 2nd and goal, with Baltimore leading 14-3 in this, the 3rd period. Here is the handoff to Triplett, and Triplett smashes in for the score. New York now has 9 points. Baltimore has 14. 14-9, 90 yards in 5 plays. New York went with 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the 3rd period, and here, trying for the extra point, is Summerall. Summerall's kick is good, and the score becomes 14-10. And with New York taking time out now, the score is Baltimore 14 and New York
10. Julie London sings the Marlboro song.
Where there's a man, there's a Marlboro. You like the flavor of a Marlboro. Good filter, good flavor, good mild smoke. Make yours the filter made by Marlboro.
You get better makings in a Marlboro. More flavor, more filter, more cigarette. Pick up a carton.
You get a lot to like with a Marlboro filter, flavor, flip-top box.
You get better makings in a Marlboro. More flavor, more filter, more cigarette.
Chandler prepares to kick off for New York. And the ball sails downfield to be taken by Simpson on the 2-yard line. Simpson to the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. He's hit and dropped on the 25-yard line by Ed Hughes in the kickoff team for New York. New York moved 90 yards in 5 plays for the touchdown, and on this kickoff return, it was a 58-yard kick and a 23-yard return by Simpson. And Baltimore's ready to go again. And
Joe, and that goal line stand by the Giants might be just what they needed to spark their offense out here.
It certainly has inspired it. Now here goes Baltimore again with 1st and 10 on their own 25. Unitas handing off down to Dupre on a crossfire. Dupre picks up 2. It looks so the defense is inspired too because New York obviously has come up with a much more inspirational brand of play since that goal line defense fired this crowd of 70,000. I'm sure fired you listening across the nation. Ketkevich, Modzaleski, and Huff stopped Dupre on that last play, held him to a 2-yard gain at 2nd and 8 to go. Ball on the 27-yard line of Baltimore with New York trailing by 4 now. New York, Baltimore leads 14 to 10. Third period has 2:45 left to go as Unitas was back to throw. Rush, he's hit, down, and dropped for a loss on the 19-yard line to the 20-yard line. With Dick Modzaleski following up the high rush of Jim Ketkevich on the left side, and Modzaleski bringing him down. Modzaleski seems shaken a bit, but he's all right. He shakes it off and steps right back into place. Ball is on between the 19 and the 20-yard line of Baltimore now. Give them a 6-yard loss. Make it coming up here now. 3rd down and about 16 to go for a 1st down. Baltimore leading by a score of 14 to 10 with a fired-up New York Giants team meeting the high-powered offense of the Colts. Lenny Moore wide to the right. 2 men covering him. Unitas takes back, sets. Rushed again, he runs. And he's up to the 20, up to the 25. He's to the 27 and brought down in the 28-yard line as he picks his way through the middle of the onrushing New York Giant lineman. And to be stopped by Holland Sparre, 84, and the New York Giant middle linebacker. Right side linebacker, I should say. Sam Huff takes care of the middle. 2 minutes left to go now. In the 3rd quarter at Yankee Stadium, Baltimore leading 14 to 10. It's 4th down, coming up 7 to go. The ball on the Baltimore 28-yard line, and back to kick is Brown, standing on his own 15. He kicks, sails a high kick downfield, which drives Maynard back. Maynard takes on about the 15, swings wide to his right across the field to pick up his blockers, and cuts back again to run right into trouble as he's brought down at about the 19-yard line by Baltimoreans, whose Colts are led by Steve Myra, we see, with a 57-yard kick and a 2-yard return on the play. Now let's see whether that high emotional supercharge of the New York Giant team, which seemed to be taken by them, as Bill McColgan pointed out, when their goal line defense stymied the Baltimore Colts, is going to stay alive. They moved 90 yards in 5 plays to the last, their only touchdown, their first touchdown of the game. Summerall kicked a 36-yard field goal early in it. Here, springing wide and reversing his field on the play to be stopped by Gino Marchetti goes Alex Webster. And he picked up few yards on it, not many. He started to his left, then came back to his right. To be brought down by Marchetti, the left end, who saw him reverse his field. Racing into the ball game is McAfee, Ken McAfee, in reserve at one of the offensive ends. McAfee is at left end. Split wide to the left is Gifford, leaving Triplett and Webster back. And Connolly goes back to throw on 2nd down, throws. It's good to Stelter. Stelter is grabbed as he makes the hook catch by Tosef. Carl Tosef in the secondary of Baltimore on the 40-yard line of New York, the 41, right on the 40-yard line of New York. Where it's a 1st down for New York and 10 to go. A 17-yard gain on that hook pass to Stelter. So we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is Baltimore 14 and New York 10. This portion of today's game has been brought to you by Philip Morris. If you like mildness but don't like filters, call for Philip Morris. The 4th quarter will be brought to you by the High Grade Food Products Corporation.
Hello, this is Regis Toomey speaking for High Grades. While you're enjoying the game today, I hope you're also enjoying some High Grades all-beef Frankfurters. The juiciest, tastiest Franks of all. They're all beef through and through. High Grades all-beef Frankfurters. Hot dog.
Joe Boland with Bill McCogan at Yankee Stadium in New York City, where the New York Giants have fired back into the ball game after trailing 14-3 at halftime. A 90-yard drive in 5 plays, the key play of which was a forward pass to Kyle Rote, which he caught over the middle, carried for about 10 more yards, fumbled, and then the play covering 86 yards in all. Alex Webster picked up the ball and raced to the 1-yard line of Baltimore. We thought for a moment he was tackled and hit as he thought to us he crossed the goal line. But obviously we were in error in looking at it because his knee touched the ground at about the 1. And then the touchdown was smashed over by Triplett. Triplett has now been, or King is now in the ball game. Gifford is out. Webster is out. King is in for Webster. For New York. And it's 1st and 10 to go for New York. The ball on the 40-yard line of the Giants as we start the final period here with the score 14-10. All backs in now. King at right half. The handoff here. No, Connolly fakes twice, throws down the middle, and Stelper's open. He's got it, and he makes the catch. Is finally tackled from behind on about the 15-yard line of Baltimore by Andy Nelson. As Bob Stelker of Bowling Green, lives in Marion, Ohio, caught a forward pass that moved the ball 45 yards deep into Baltimore territory to the Baltimore 15. He caught 24 during the year for 5 touchdowns, 460 yards.
Joe, I don't know who is supposed to cover Stelker on that play, but he certainly outmaneuvered him. He was out there all alone.
Again, all backs in, a tight T for New York. Again, Connolly back to throw. 1st and 10 from the 15, throws, hits, and it's good to Gifford, and Gifford goes in for the score. Gifford scores, and New York goes in front 16-14. Connolly maneuvered the New York Giants 81 yards in 4 plays, hitting Frank Gifford for the touchdown. For the touchdown. And now it's Summerall kicking the extra point. It's good. And the score becomes New York out in front here with New York taking time out now. The score is New York Giants 17 and Baltimore Colts 14.
Regis Toomey again for high grades. You know there's a difference in meats. Take a high grades West Virginia brand deluxe ham. It's different. Here's why. High grades takes the choicest whole hams and cures them by their own exclusive sweetenizing process. Then high grade trims the skin and excess fat and removes the shank bone. Each ham is then smoked over hickory fires until that smoked-in goodness seeps through center deep. Boy, oh boy. So every slice is center cut in size, sweet, juicy, and tender, never salty. And best of all, because there's no skin, no excess fat, no shank bone, you pay for only the heat of the ham. Try a High Grades West Virginia brand deluxe ham this weekend for the finest quality made by High Grade. High Grade also makes the famous Jordan ham, Virginia's finest.
New York is prepared to kick off as the Chandler runs up, kicks. Lyles and Simpson are back for Baltimore. They drive Simpson back into the end zone, and he takes the ball, puts one knee down, and takes the automatic touchback, which will give Baltimore the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20. And New York now is out in front 17-14 with brilliant play in the 3rd period, and so far 55 seconds into the final period that has given New York down the stretch drive that is for 2 touchdowns and the lead in the ball game. Now Baltimore sends Raymond Berry wide to the left, flanks Sonny Moore wide to the right. Johnny Unitas keeps Amici and Dupre back to run. 1st and 10 for the 20. Unitas throws to Moore. It's good. He makes the short look-in catch and is down after a short gain on the play to about, it's not too short of that. He must have picked up a first down about 11 yards as he twists and turns with Emlyn Tunnell finally bringing him down in the New York secondary. He's been playing 11 years for New York, and he, like Unitas, cost New York nothing. He just walked into the Giants' office one day and said, "Give me a look." And they did, and he's been playing with him for 11 years. He graduated from Iowa. First and 10 now on the 31-yard line of Baltimore as Unitas is back, throws again, and it's good to Berry. Berry trying to outmaneuver the New York Giant defender, is wrestled to earth on the 44-yard line by Patton, Jimmy Patton, who was covering him on the play. Berry pivoted, hooked in front of Patton. Patton could not block the reception of the pass without fouling him, and he wrestled him down to earth on the 44-yard line of Baltimore. Baltimore on the move now. It's another first down. And Baltimore now trailing 17-14 are striking. It moved their own 20 and 2 forward pass plays with Johnny Unitas motioning now for silence. The 70,000 fans just respond by raising the hubbub still higher, a few more decibels. And Ron Gibbs takes an official timeout to quiet things down and give Baltimore a chance to hear their signal. Lenny Moore comes back from his wide flanker position to rejoin the huddle. And Baltimore now is on the Colts 44, first and 10 to go with New York leading by a score of 17-14 and just 2 minutes gone of the final period. Here we go, ready to go again. Moore flanked wide to the right. 2 men out there covering him, Livingston and Crow for New York. Unitas back to throw again, sets, looks, fakes, throws, it's incomplete. Aim to L.G. Dupre. He was getting a hard rush on the play from Frank Uso and from Modzaleski, the two tackles in the New York line. Rosie Greer, who started, has a bruised knee and a bruised arm. And early in the ball game, Baltimore on their running plays were picking on that side, figuring that Greer, normally at his peak as a tremendous defensive tackle, would not be strong. And Jim Lee Howell countered by removing Rosie from the lineup and placing Frank Uso, a first-year man from Minnesota, at defensive right tackle. All right, it's second down coming up. 10 to go. The ball on the 44 of Baltimore. Unitas goes back to throw again. Runs and is hit and brought down by Uso. Frank Uso, of whom we were speaking as the play started. On the 45-yard line, holding him to a 1-yard gain. (17-14). New York leads. New York's defensive platoon now being tested as Baltimore, holding a 14-3 lead at halftime, finds itself now trying to come back off the emotional ropes where New York's power drive in this third period and so far in the fourth have set them. Third down and 9 to go on the 45. Unitas back to throw. It's incomplete. But let's see whether we got a call. We got a marker on the play. We're getting a marker on the play as the forward pass was aimed at Muchler, and Muchler was fouled on the play. And a pass interference, defensive pass interference is called, which gives Baltimore a first down, 10 to go at the spot of the foul on the 38-yard line of New York. Baltimore moving steadily. A pair of completions and a penalty now have moved the ball to the New York 38. And Mr. Unitas now is hit on 17 out of 24-23. Here's Unitas back to throw again, throws a shorty. A little flat zone pass out to Amici. He's down back of the line of scrimmage for a loss. Actually, it was a lateral pass thrown with a forward pass motion. Howland Smyre covering the right side of the New York Giant line, to which direction the play was aimed. Allowed Amici to make the catch, then floored him with a tackle at the 39-yard line. There's a yard loss on the play, and it's second and 11 to go now for Baltimore on the New York 39, with New York leading 17-14. We're in the final period, and Baltimore is to the attack once more. Lenny Moore wide to the right. Unitas back to throw again. Sets, looks, throws one long down the middle, aimed to Dupre. Incomplete. It just bounced off his fingertips at the 5-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
WGY, WGFM, Schenectady.
So Baltimore is back now to the 39-yard line of New York, where coming up, it'll be third down and 11 to go. And we're in the final period with 11 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the ball game that will decide the National Football League's championship. Here is Unitas rolling out to the right, setting, looking, faking, throwing, incomplete to Muchler, to Lenny Moore on a look-in. Lenny Moore cutting in from his flanking position, found Emlyn Tunnell fighting him for the ball and batting it out of his hands.
Emlyn Tennell, the veteran from New York. Now we get the kicking team in. We're going to get a field goal try from the 46-yard line by the long-range expert for Baltimore, Bert Rescheshire, with Shaw holding on the 46-yard line of New York. 4th down and 11 to go. Here's the try for the field goal by Bert Rescheshire. The kick, sailing high in the air. Ron Gibbs, the referee, says it's no good. And streaming onto the field come the members of the New York Giants offensive platoon as the defensive platoon once more gets an ovation as it leaves the field for New York, with the Giants leading 17-14. And New York goes over to the attack with the ball. New York's on the Giants' 20-yard line. New York has completed 11 out of 17 passes now. There have been 4 fumbles on the part of New York early in the ball game. 2 by Baltimore. But these two teams have settled down now. And here's Connolly handing off to King at right halfback, swinging wide to his left. And the big speedster from Vanderbilt is brought down on the far side of the field by Marchetti, with Lipscomb joining in the chase and bringing him down after about a 4-yard pickup to the 24-yard line on a wide sweep. Bill King is at right halfback. Triplett is at fullback. Gifford is at left halfback. Connolly at quarterback for New York. Rote at left end. Schnelker at right end. No, McAfee's at left end now. Connolly now is 6 for 7 on forward passes in the second half. 2nd and 6. Connolly's back to throw. Does throw. It's good to McAfee, and McAfee races upfield for a first down on the 38-yard line of New York, with the tackle made by Ray Brown at right safety for Baltimore. Ken McAfee, who's putting in for Kyle Rote at left end, made the catch for a first down, and now that's 7 for 8 for Charlie Connolly in this second half. The 38-year-old veteran, the venerable Mr. Connolly from Mississippi, has found his touch in the second half to this point. 9:45 left to play in the ball game. New York leading 17-14. First down for New York. Hand off to Gifford. Stop with a marker out on the play and a loss on the play. Back to the 36-yard line. Ray Krause driving through, brought him down just as he made the handoff was made by Connolly to Gifford back of the line of scrimmage. And let's see what the mark is for. Offside against New York. The Baltimore Colts refused the penalty. Ron Gibbs, the referee, giving signals to both sides of this jam-packed Yankee Stadium. That loss resulted in a 3-yarder back to about the 36-yard line of New York, where it's 2nd down and 13 to go for the Giants. McAfee flanks wide to the right. King flanks wide to the right, and McAfee to the left. Connolly back. Draw to Triplett. Triplett swinging wide to the left. Races across the 40 up to almost the 44-yard line before he's brought down on the play, with Milt Davis, right corner man for him, bringing him down. Gifford giving him a beautiful block on the play. On the draw play, Connolly dropping back, hands off to the fullback Triplett, who waits for the handoff and then smashes. Normally he hits from tackle to tackle, but they're working the draw with Triplett taking one step towards the middle of the line, then sweeping wide to his left. And he moved that ball to the 44-yard line of New York, where it's now 3rd down and 4 to go. New York's ball. Hand off here to Gifford. Sweep to the right. And Gifford cuts back, driving for the first down, and makes the first down as he crosses the 50-yard line. And gets down to the 46-yard line of Baltimore before Carl Tosseff flings him down with the assistance of Steve Myra in the Baltimore defensive unit. Marchetti at left end, Krause at left tackle, Lipscomb at right tackle, Joyce at right end in the 4-man line for Baltimore. Pullington back up the left side. Myra back up the right side. Shinnick in the middle. Here's a handoff on 1st and 10 with the ball going to Gifford, and Gifford slashes over the middle to a gain of about 3 to 4 yards. And again, Ron Gibbs indicates by timeout. He wants to unpile things, get a good look at this ball. Ball spotted. He says start the clock again. Ray Krause made the tackle on Gifford at about the 42-yard line of Baltimore. A gain on the play of about 4 yards. Make it 2nd down, 6 to go coming up. New York's ball, and they're chewing out that clock. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go. New York leads 17-14. Connolly takes, hands off to King, sweeping wide. He fumbles as the Baltimore scramble for the ball, and the Baltimore recovery, I believe. Looks like Lipscomb, who came in and hit him, forced the fumble. With Myra making the recovery of the ball for Baltimore on New York's 41-yard line. So Baltimore takes advantage of a hard-hitting defense, a resultant fumble, and a break in New York territory, with New York leading 17-14. It's Baltimore's ball, first and 10 to go on the Baltimore 42. United's back on the New York 42. United's throwing a long one downfield aimed at Moore. He's got it along the sideline, but whether he made it inside or out, no, he made it outside. At the 3-yard line, a sensational catch, but just outside. And it goes as a useless pass, an incomplete one, if you will. And the ball is brought back to the 42-yard line of New York. Lyndon Crow was racing down the sideline, battling him for the ball. That's been a great individual battle all day between Livingston, the short man, who jars Lenny Moore and tries to slow him up, and Lyndon Crow, the deep man, who picks him up. 2 men working on him. Earlier in the game, Moore picked up one for about 55 yards down that same sideline. This time he caught it, but it was out of bounds. Now it's second down, 10 to go on the 42-yard line of New York. Baltimore's ball with New York leading 17-14. Again, Unitas calls for silence. Again, he gets the rousing responsive yells. And then settles down, prepares to take, goes back, sets, runs, throws, and it's almost intercepted by Patton. Whether he held on to that, I don't know. Looked like Karlivitz or Patton. Karlivitz, the pass in to Raymond Berry, but he couldn't hold on to that ball. Carl Karlivitz, he's 21, Patton's 20. We saw a 20 flash through there. Carl Karlivitz batted it out of Raymond Berry's hands. Third down, 10 to go. Karlivitz played his college ball at Syracuse. He's a 6-year veteran of the National Football League. Played most of the time with Detroit. Third down coming up, 10 to go. The ball's still on New York's 42, with New York leading 17-14, and Baltimore's ball. 7:10 left to play in the ball game. Back goes Unitas. Unitas throws. It's good to Berry. Berry is driven out of bounds on the 31-yard line, with the tackle made by Patton. Jimmy Patton in his 4th year of National Football League play, and it's good for a first down on the 31-yard line of New York. Baltimore's Lenny Moore, who's the flanker, and a deep faker on the play, is back rejoining the huddle. 19 out of 28 completions for Unitas. First down 10, Unitas hands off to Dupre. Dupre running wide to his right is brought down at about the 27-yard line of New York after a pickup on the play of about 4 yards. The tackle made by Livingston, a fine block made by Art Spinney of Baltimore. In the offensive line, he's flanking Nutter at center, Sandusky at guard, Priest and Parker at tackles, Berry and Mutchler at ends. Unitas has Dupre, Amici and Moore in the back line with him. Second down now, and about 6 to go. The ball on the 27-yard line of New York. Baltimore's ball with New York leading 17-14. Baltimore. Unitas back. Robustelli drops him for a loss. Andy Robustelli on a bootleg play by Unitas. Robustelli made just an instant hesitation, decided it was a bootleg. He couldn't see the ball. Then he tore for Unitas and floored him for a loss on the 38-yard line of New York. You can see the cagey play of a veteran there in his 8th year in the National Football League. Andy Robustelli, a 230-pounder. He's 30 years old. Made up his mind in a flash that this was the fake, that Unitas had the ball. It was hidden from him. He just tore into Unitas and dropped him. Now there's about 18 yards to go. Third down coming up for Baltimore on the 38-yard line. Here's Bav, New York, and here it's thrown for a loss again is Unitas, with the charge led by Ed Mozaleski this time, Dick Mozaleski and Jim Katkevich. Dick Mozaleski and Katkevich. This New York team is aflame defensively. They fired through on Unitas and dropped him for another loss. And it's 4th down coming up now with 10, 20, about 27 to go. Reschishar is coming in for a long-range kick. The ball is on the 47-yard line of New York. Oh, it's going to be a punt. Brown is back. He's not going to try a field goal. Brown is back. Long punt formation. They have 5 minutes, 45 seconds still to go in the ball game. Late arrival racing in for play. Baltimore's all mixed up. Timeout called here by referee Ron Gibbs for the enforcement of a penalty for delay of game against Baltimore because Baltimore was mixed up in its kicking team members, and they had a couple of strangers running around in the offense. So there's timeout here with Baltimore taking timeout. The score is New York Giants 17, Baltimore Colts 14.
This is Regis Toomey. If I told you you could have a family meal for pennies, would you believe it? Well, you can with High Grade's KP Party Loaf, the most nourishing, most economical meat you can buy. High Grade's KP Party Loaf is made from pork and juicy beef. And believe me, that beef makes a world of difference. High Grade's KP Party Loaf. Cold, it makes a great sandwich. Fry it or bake it for an easy, quick, and delicious main dish. That's kitchen pure. KP Party Loaf, tastiest of all luncheon meats. High Grades also makes many other canned meats, including chili con carne, corned beef, and High Grades or Kingan's canned hams, for the finest quality made by High Grade.
For the finest quality made by High Grade.
Joe Bowler with Bill McColgan at the Yankee Stadium in New York, where New York is leading 17-14. Baltimore has the ball. Fourth down and 27 to go. They're kicking. Brown is back on his own 40. He kicks, sails one down into the corner. Patton goes back for it, takes and catches it on the 5, starts upfield to the 10, the 15. Driven out of bounds across the field. There's Jimmy Patton, who was one of the two safety men with Emlentonell on the play. And New York has the ball with 5.5 minutes to go now. The ball on the New York 19-yard line. 38-yard kick and a 10-yard return. Here comes this ovation for the defensive team coming off the field for New York. New York's ball, first and 10 to go on their own 19. Connolly at the helm. Connolly to Alex Webster. Webster cutting back. Smashes upfield to about the 24-yard line to be tackled by Big Daddy Gene Lipscomb. A 288-pound, 6'6" right tackle for Baltimore. Never played college ball. Came out of Miller High School in Detroit in service ball to make the grade in the National Football League. Did Lipscomb. There's a 5-yard pickup on the ball. The ball spotted at the New York 24, and it's second down and 5 to go for the Giants, with now 5 minutes left to play in the ball game. Webster is flanked wide to the right. Gifford and Triplett in the back line with Connolly, the quarterback, taking Connolly to Gifford. Gifford off the tackle is brought down with Gio Marchetti and Art Donovan pile driving shoulder to shoulder under his legs and under the blockers to stop them at the line of scrimmage. There's no gain. 3rd and 5 coming up now for New York. 4.5 minutes to go. Bill, can New York run out most of that clock?
Well, I know they hope they can. It's 3rd and 5, and this is a mighty big play for them right now because if they don't make the 5 yards on this one, they would have to give the ball back to Baltimore. Giants breaking out of the huddle, so let's see what Charlie Connolly calls on this one.
And it's because of exactly that Baltimore punted on that last try. They figured they'd get the ball at least once more. Here's Connolly back to throw now. Here's the throw. Good to Webster, and Webster, all he wants the first down is steps out of bounds at about the 33-yard line with Andy Nelson shoulder to shoulder with him, covering for Baltimore. But he got the first down, and Phil, they've got 4 more downs to roll now with 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
Joe, the thought just occurred to me that this is the closestly matched championship game in the last 5 years.
There's no question about it. It is. And an amazing comeback for these high-flying New York Giants. Here is Connolly now to Webster. Webster is hit at the line of scrimmage by the whole right side of the Baltimore line, led by Lipscomb and Joyce, with Shinnick and coming in on him too. Gain of about, call it no gain. They maybe picked up a half yard. So it's 2nd and 9.5 to go for a first down. 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. That clock running, and New York taking all the time in the world, right up to the last minute, to get up out of that huddle and over the ball. Hand off to Gifford. Gifford off the tackle. Smashes to about the 40-yard line with a tackle made by Carl Tossup in the secondary. And Art Donovan from the side and Gino Marchetti from the side. As Tossup hits it from in front with the nose of the ball almost on what it is on the 40-yard line of New York. The gain on the play of about 6 yards. And it's third down coming up now. And make it about 4 to go for a first down. Just a shade under 4 to go for a first down for New York. 3 minutes left, 2:50 left to go in the ball game. New York leading 17-14. The final period here at Yankee Stadium for the biggest of all prizes, the World Championship of Professional Football. Connolly to Gifford. Gifford off the tackle, smashes to about the 43-yard line, and it's going to be close as Gifford hugs that football with a Marchetti making the tackle on him for Baltimore. Stelker giving him a good block on the way. So did Jack Stroud. Marchetti, who came in on 2, is down on the field for Baltimore as timeout is taken for him and a measure. Timeout taken for Gino Marchetti. Time in for Bill McColgan.
Well, Marchetti has been chasing Charlie Connerly throughout much of the afternoon, but we see that Connerly goes over to see what is wrong with Gino as the Baltimore trainer comes out on the field. 2 minutes and about 32 seconds. That's unofficial time, of course. The official time kept right on the playing field by the back judge. But the clock shows 2 minutes and some 32 seconds. And this is a mighty important measurement coming up right now. The trainers still working on Gino Marchetti. It was Marchetti who was on the bottom of the pile in stopping Frank Gifford on that play. Giants have the ball at about their own 43-yard line. And most important to them right now is to pick up this first down and run the clock out. Gino Marchetti is going to be taken from the playing field. Time is still out. The Giants have been a Cinderella ball club all year long. They lost 2 of their first 3 and then came back to lose just 1 more the rest of the way during the regular season play. That was an upset at the hands of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went into the final game of the regular season trailing the Cleveland Browns by 1 game. They beat the Browns 13-10 in that game. And then in a playoff game here a week ago today, they blanked the Browns 10-0. Gino Marchetti, regarded by most pro football observers as the outstanding defensive end in pro football, is being helped from the field, and he's going to be replaced at defensive left end by Ordell Bracey, B-R-A-A-S-E. He's from South Dakota, second-year man. He's 6'4", 215 pounds, 26 years old. Now, the Giants did not make the first down. They have the ball on their own 43-yard line. It's 4th down and about a yard to go. And we see that Don Chandler, the punter, has come into the football game. So the Colts will get the ball once more with 2 minutes and some 30 seconds left. And, Joe, it looks like this one's going right down to the wire.
It's not only going down to the wire, but the Giants have tremendous confidence in their defensive platoon. They're not going to take a chance on making that 4th and 1. They're going to kick. Baltimore will have 1 more chance at least with the ball, as you say, and there's a possibility that Baltimore might tie this up at 17-17, and we might see a sudden death, but that's only a might. Chandler back to kick. We've got Retchishar back and Dupre back, Tossup back as the double safety men for Baltimore. 2 veterans, 2 sure catchers of the ball. There's the kick by Chandler, a high one coming downfield. Tossup signals for a fair catch, makes it, and grabs that ball on about the 15-yard line of Baltimore. And in troops the defensive platoon for New York. In comes the offensive group for Baltimore. And that kick by Chandler's was just a shade under his season-long average, 43 yards. He's averaged 44 yards a try all season long. Baltimore Baltimore is 85 yards away from a touchdown. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the ball game. The clock is running. This is unofficial time, as Bill has told you, because the official time of the National Football League is kept on the field by the back judge, Cleo Beal. And here is Baltimore now, 1st and 10 on the Colts 15-yard line. United's back to throw. Sets, looks. Throws the long one downfield, aimed to Mutchler. Incomplete. At the 35-yard line of New York, with Emlyn Tunnell and Jim Patton riding, well, as they say in the Westerns, they were riding shotgun on them. Side by side with Jim Mutchler, but the ball sailed over both their heads, as well as Mutchler's, and it becomes 2nd and 10 to go on the 15-yard line of Baltimore, the Colts ball, but the incomplete pass stopped the clock with an unofficial 2 minutes left to go. There is two, Joe. There's the official notification by referee Ron Gibbs of the rival coaches that there's just 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. New York leads 17-14. The Giants' redoubtable defensive platoon in there. The greats at Thermopylae had nothing on them. That goal line stand of theirs lit the fire that sent them on to 2 touchdowns and the leadership in the ball game at this stage of the contest in the second half. Here's United's back to throw. Does throw. It's good. Is it or isn't it? Dupre had his back to us, and it's called incomplete. Long gone Dupre, covered by Carl Karlevitz for New York. Turned his back on Karlevitz and us. Went to his knees, and the question in our mind was, did he trap it? Did he catch it just on a low ball thrown at him at about knee-high? But it was signaled incomplete. And for Unitas, he's now completed 19 out of 30. Charlie Connolly's been hot in the second half for New York, as we've told you earlier. New York leads 17-14. 3rd down coming up, 10 to go. Again, Unitas is back. Sets, looks, throws out to the right. Good, too, is flanker man Moore, I believe. Lenny Moore on the far side of the field. Yes, he's tackled instantly as he makes the catch by Lyndon Crow at about the 25-yard line, or thereabouts. And it is a 1st down for Baltimore. That's all he was looking for. The 1st down on the hook pass. A 1st down on the 25 of Baltimore. United's back again. Sets, throws. Missed. Aiming it at Berry. Covered by Karlevitz for New York. No, aimed at Dupre, we see. Who had flanked out to that side, the left side of the Baltimore offense. Stops the clock with 1:15 to go unofficially. New York leads 17-14. Baltimore here frantically trying to hit on a long one or hit Lenny Moore or one of their good open field men. That's why they've been aiming at Dupre and at Moore to give them a chance to run for the counter. Here's Berry flanked wide to the left now. Dupre is back with Amici, and Moore is flanked wide to the right. It's 2nd and 10 from the 25 of Baltimore. Back goes Unitas to throw. Sets, throws. It's good to Berry. Berry in the middle of the Giants secondary. Shakes one man off, shakes another. Is finally caught up with at about the 50-yard line and down at the 50-yard line by Sam Huff, the middle linebacker in that Giants defensive platoon. A 25-yard gain has moved that ball to the 50-yard line, where it's Baltimore's ball. 1st and 10, and Baltimore here takes timeout. New York leads 17-14. We have 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining unofficially on the clock, and we've got time for your observations, Bill.
Well, Joe, you're quite familiar with what 1 minute and 5 seconds means in the National Football League. You can do plenty in that time, and right now I know what John Unitas and Weed Eubank would like to do. If not go all the way, they certainly would like to pick up another 10 or 20 yards and get in position for a field goal. And if that did happen, and they came through with a field goal for the first time in the history of the National Football League, we would witness a sudden death playoff. And in case you're not familiar with the ruling on such a thing, if this game at the end of regulation time was tied, then there would be a 3-minute delay. There would be a toss of the coin and a new kickoff, and the first team to score would then be declared the winner. If they went through a first period without score, then there would be a brief intermission, and they would go right back into play again. Ball is on the 50-yard line. Slightly better than a minute to play. The whistle blows. Time is back in as the Colts start to huddle. So here again is Joe Bolden.
And here are the Colts to the line of scrimmage with Berry flanked wide to the left and Moore flanked wide to the right. You notice at quarterback has Amici and Dupre back as the potential running backs, but he's interested in the long strike. First and 10 to go on the 50. He fakes, throws to Berry. Berry shakes off one man. Karlivitz is tackled by another at the 35-yard line of New York. With the tackle made by Cliff Livingston, coming back from his left side linebacking spot. And Berry moves out to the flanker again. Baltimore lines up quickly. And it's now first and 10 to go on the 35-yard line of New York as Baltimore tries to strike once more with 40 seconds left. United's back to throw, does throw. It's good to Berry. Berry shakes loose from one man to the 20, the 15. He's down on the 13-yard line. Ray Berry brought down here by Harlan Sparry. And here comes the field goal team in for, with 20 seconds to go for Baltimore, I believe. We're getting a whole change in personnel. We may get that field goal with 15 seconds to go. The clock's running. Myra's going to kick from the 19, which would tie it up and send it into sudden death. There's the kick, and the kick by Myra is good, and the game is tied with 7 seconds to go. 17-17 as Myra kicks one from the 19-yard line. Thereabouts, and we have 7 seconds to go, and the clock is stopped. And the score is tied at 17-17. Baltimore started on their own 14. They passed to Muchler, passed to Dupre, were no good. Then Unitas hit Moore for 25, missed to Dupre. Then he hit Berry for 25 to the 50-yard line. Hit Berry for 15 yards to the 35. Hit Berry again for 21 to the 14. And Myra kicked the field goal from the 20.
Joe, with just seconds to go, if the Giants don't run back this kickoff for a touchdown for the first time in history, we're going to say, and now going into the 5th period of a football game.
That's right. We will. Let's see what happens on this kickoff, though, because there are still 7 seconds to go, and I know it's a cliche, but you've just seen it. Anything can happen here. King and Maynard are back, the two Swifties. Regichar will kick off for Baltimore. Phil King, a first-year man from Vanderbilt, and Don Maynard from Texas Western, a first-year man, are both great sprinters, both speed burners, and they're back as the double safety men for New York. Let's see what Baltimore does here. They may be planning on a short kick, too, in order to keep it away from them and run this out. And then hope that the toss the coin will give them the ball on the sudden death. Oh, he kicks a long one downfield. Regichar sails one into the end zone to Maynard. Maynard's out to the 5, the 10, the 15. He's out of bounds. Driven out of bounds is Don Maynard at about the 18-yard line of New York with the tackle applied by Call. John Call of Baltimore. That stopped the clock with about 3 seconds to go. This is unofficial time, remember. These New York Giants were down 14-3 at halftime, bounced back with a touchdown to make it 14-10 at the third quarter, went ahead 17-14 in the final period, and Baltimore bounced back with an 84-yard drive to tie it up on a 20-yard field goal. And here Bracey and Krause throw back. Gifford has the gun. Let's see. Well, that gun did sound. Yes, we've come to the end of regulation time, the end of the game, and the score is tied at 17-17, and we're going to see the first application in history of the sudden death rule. We'll have 3 minutes of rest here before the players comes back again. With timeout, the score is New York Giants 17 and Baltimore Colts 17.
This is Regis Toomey. Say, New Year's Eve is just hours away. Having a party at your house? Well, High Grade makes it possible for you to have a feast without the fuss. Here's how. Fix an appetizing platter from the more than 50 different kinds of high-grade sliced meats, the tastiest of all sliced meats. And they're packed in saran or vacuum wrap to keep them fresh till you're ready to serve them. For an extra treat, make a delicious chipped beef spread or dip using High-Grade's new smoked sliced beef. When you're shopping tomorrow, get plenty of High-Grade's delicious sliced meats and the new High-Grade smoked sliced beef for the finest quality made by High-Grade. In some areas, the same fine High-Grade products are sold as Kingan's or Karsten's High-Grade.
For the finest quality made by High-Grade.
Never before in the history of the National Football League or professional football has there been an extra period and the Giants won the toss, and they're going to receive. A most historic moment in football history. The New York Giants won the toss. They elected to receive, and they will receive at the north end of Yankee Stadium for this sudden death playoff with all the marbles on the line. Members of each winning team will receive about $5,000. The members of the losing team will receive slightly less than $3,000. 17-17, thanks to some brilliant passing by Johnny Unitas to get the ball into field goal kicking position. Joe?
Bill, I just thought we'd call attention to the fact that it's the first team that scores, field goal, safety, touchdown, that will win the game now, and the game will be over with the first score. That's what the sudden death rule means, and the Giants, as you pointed out, are in favorable position because they have won the toss, have elected to receive, and will get the first opportunity with the ball. Here we go. We're almost set for the kickoff. Baltimore is ready to go.
Bert Retchichar is teeing the ball up on the 40-yard line. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by Philip Morris and Marlboro's. And Retchichar has the ball, teed up on the 40-yard line. Phil King, down deep on the near side. Don Maynard right under the goalpost. Ball, listen to the buzz in the stands here at Yankee Stadium as Retchichar kicks off. Maynard takes it on the run in the 10, and he fumbles. He picks it up. He's at the 20, and he is down at the 20. Don Maynard trying to take it on the dead run at the 10-yard line. Fumbled it, but picked it up at about the 18-yard line and got to the 20 before he was hit by Fred Thurston.
It's 4:35 here in the East, and the lights in Yankee Stadium are invaluable because dusk is falling, and it's a wonderful picture here.
Giants out of the huddle, to the line of scrimmage. First play in the extra period. Alex Webster flanked out to the right. McAfee at left end is split. Connerly calls the signals. He takes, he gives to Gifford. Gifford wide to the right, is at the 20, gets to about the 23-yard line. Piled up there by 3 or 4 Baltimore Colts. Number 81, Ordell Bracey, was in the ball game in place of Gino Marchetti. The ball is spotted at the 24-yard line. So Gifford got 4 yards, and it's second down and 6 yards to go. The New York backfield, Connerly at quarterback. Frank Gifford at left half, Alex Webster at right half, and Phil King is the fullback. No, Triplett is in at fullback in place of King. Baltimore Colts, 5 men up there on the line of scrimmage, with the linebacker Shinnick just a yard behind. Flanker to the right, the left end split. Fake to Triplett, Connerly back to throw. He throws, it is no good. Intended for Bob Schnelker at the Giants' 45-yard line. The pass was just a bit off target. Carl Tassett was defending on the play. Ray Brown moving over there also. So Connerly, intended for Bob Schnelker, his right end, incomplete. And it's third down and 6 yards to go. The first team to score in this football game is the winner. Ball on the Giant 24. Third down and 6 yards to go. The Baltimore Colts talk things over defensively. They have Bracey and Joyce at the end. Donovan and Lipscomb the tackles. The linebackers Fellington, Shinnick, and Sanford. Giants at the line of scrimmage. Flanker this time is Gifford, and he's out to the left. Right end Schnelker, split by about 3 yards. Fake to Webster. Connerly rolls to the right. Starts to run with the ball. He gets to the 30-yard line, or very close to it. Let's see if he made the first down. The tackle made by number 66, Don Shinnick, with Pellington, number 36, also helping out. Charlie Connerly rolling to his right. Fake to pass. Came up close to first down yardage. Joe?
Connerly's getting up a little slowly, but I think he's all right. Now we get an important decision. Are they going to kick, or are they going to go for this? They're streaming in. Newman and Chandler is coming in. So, again, a tremendous vote of confidence in the New York defensive team. New York is going to punt.
The ball is just about a foot short of the 30-yard line. Don Chandler in the game to do the punting. Chandler stands at his 15-yard line. Tassif, a single safety for the Baltimore Colts. Back at the Colts 30. Chandler gets a tremendous kick away. Tassif being chased back to the 18-yard line. He takes it. He's to the 20 and slips and falls as he tries to cut. So the Giants took over on their 20, and now the Baltimore Colts do. 62-yard kick, a 2-yard return for Tassif as the kick went to the Baltimore 18-yard line, and Tassif got it back to the 20. First and 10 for the Baltimore Colts. Charlie Connerly in the second half and this overtime period is connected on 8 out of 10. Lenny Moore, flanker out to the right. Left end, Berry is split. Unitas gives to Dupre. Off tackle, Dupre still on his feet, comes across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Frank Uso, who has played a tremendous game for the New York Giants in place of the injured Roosevelt Greer, was in on the tackle that time. But Dupre goes from the 20-yard line up to the 30-yard line, and there's going to be a measurement. John Unitas up there for the Colts to get a look at it. The chain is stretched out, and it's enough for the first down. The ball nose just over the 30-yard line in Baltimore territory. The Colts are in possession. Their backfield, Unitas at quarterback, Dupre at left half, Lenny Moore at right half. Alan the Horse Amici is at fullback. The ends are Ray Berry and Jim Mutchler. Berry is split at left end. Lenny Moore, the flanker out to the right. He's a couple of yards inside the far sideline. Unitas back to throw. Gets good protection. Throws a long, long one. And it's broken up by Lyndon Crow, intended for Lenny Moore, down inside the New York Giants 25-yard line. Lyndon Crow, veteran of 4 years in the National Football League, trailing Lenny Moore all the way, as the speed boy did not maneuver at all, just set sail down the far sideline, turned on the speed, but he could not get away from Crow, and Crow broke it up. Unitas going for the distance on that one. The pass travels some 60 yards in the air. It is incomplete, and it's second down and 10 yards to go. Baltimore Colts up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Moore is the flanker to the right, and the left end, Ray Berry is split. Unitas back to throw. He hands to Dupre. Dupre comes in to the left side of the Giant line and gets a couple of yards to the 32 and the 33-yard line. Jim Katcavage, fine defensive left end, and Dick Modulewski team up to make the tackle. Dupre, the ball carrier. He got about 3 yards to the 33-yard line, where it'll be third down, about 7 yards to go. New York Giants getting their defensive signal straightened out. The officials go over to the Baltimore bench across the way. There are some fans who have moved down along the sidelines, and time is called now, while the officials clear the fans back. It's 17-17 in a sudden death overtime period here at Yankee Stadium in New York. Baltimore has the ball on its own 33-yard line. Third down and about 7 yards to go. Giants won the toss to receive the opening kick of this overtime period. Maynard got back out to the 20, but the Giants were stopped at the 29-yard line. And now the Colts have it on their own 33-yard line. The fans have been cleared back, and the Colts break out of the huddle. 3rd and 7. 3.5 minutes gone by in the overtime period. Ray Berry, split left end, flanker to the right. Unitas at quarterback calls the signals. He's going back to throw. He throws the flare pass to Amici, the fullback. Amici's at the 40-yard line. Tackled as he gets to about the 41. It's going to be close to another first down. Harlan Savary made the tackle. Unitas looked deep downfield, but could not find a deep receiver open. And Amici, the flaring fullback, as he moved out to the left, took it and carried for a gain up over the 40-yard line. It's enough for another first down. The ball spotted at the Baltimore 41-yard line. Unitas this afternoon has attempted 37 passes, and so far he has completed 24 of them. And the Colts have the ball on their own 41-yard line. First down and 10. Lenny Moore flanked out to the right, the left end split. Unitas gives to Dupre. Dupre swings wide, cuts back in, and gets to just about the 43-yard line.
A big pileup over there, and again it's Jim Katkavich, number 75, leading the charge in there for the New York Giants, along with Sam Huff, their great middle linebacker. The ball is spotted close to the 44-yard line. We'll call it the 44, a gain of 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7 yards to go. Second down, 7 yards to go in this pressure-packed football game, 17-7 in a sudden death overtime period. Dupre is the flanker to the left this time. To the right, I should say, with the left end Berry split by a couple of yards. Unitas back to throw. Gets protection. Now it breaks down, and he's dropped back on the Baltimore 37-yard line. Dick Modzelewski crashing through from his left tackle position along with Frank Yuso to drop Unitas for a loss. The ball is being spotted at the 36-yard line. Boy, these defensive lines have been tremendous all afternoon. Both teams, Katkavich, Robustelli, Modzelewski, Huff for the Giants, Marchetti, Donovan, Lipscomb, and Shinnick for the Baltimore Colts. The ball back on the 37-yard line. Third down about 15. Unitas calls the signals. He's going back to throw. This time he gets protection. Starts to run with the ball. Now he throws. It's good to Berry. He's at the 45. Tries to battle away from the tackler, Carl Karolevich, but Karolevich holds him at the 43-yard line. Carl Karolevich, the defending back, lost his footing when the end, Ray Berry, made his cut there at the 45-yard line. Karolevich fell down. Berry hauled the pass in and got down to the 44-yard line in New York Giant territory. 20-yard pass. And it's 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Colts on the New York Giant 44. Flanker out to the right, the left end split. The fake to Dupre, the handoff to Michi's at the 30, the 25, down to the 20-yard line. So the Baltimore Colts have first down, 10 yards to go in the New York Giant 20. It was Jim Patton who saved the day for the Giants. Also in on the stop was Karolevich. The fake to Dupre, the handoff to Alan the Horse Amici, and up the middle he went. Going 24 yards from the 44-yard line to the New York Giant 20. And it's 1st and 10 for the Colts. Lenny Moore, flanked out to the right. The ends are tight this time. Handoff to Dupre, cuts back in, gets to just about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. Sam Huff in there to make the tackle. Emlyn Tunnell also helping out. The ball is right on the 20-yard line. Joe?
This drive has only been good. They may carry to a touchdown, but in any case, they're within field goal range, and that first score is what wins the ball game now. Here they go again.
Buzz Nutter is over the ball at center. Snap back to Unitas. He throws the quick one to Berry. He makes a fine grab at the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. It'll be Baltimore's ball, first down and goal to go. The Baltimore Colts tied with the New York Giants 17-17 in this sudden death. Extra period. Have the ball on the 8-yard line. First down, goal to go. Play will be held up now. A fan running out on the field with 3 of New York's finest trying to corner him. And they get him down at about the 22-yard line. Now there are 4 or 5 policemen escorting him off the playing field. Many of the fans are down surrounding the gridiron. The Baltimore Colts started their huddle. The referee, Ron Gibbs, went back in there to say something to them. The Colts have marched from their own 20-yard line on the passing of Unitas, who has hit on about 66% of his throws this afternoon, and some great clutch catching on the part of left end Ray Berry. Also another important play on this drive was an 8-yard pass, a flare pass to Alan Amici. So here we go, with the ball on the 8-yard line. First down and goal to go. And a touchdown ends the ball game, remember. Unitas calls the signals. He gives to Amici, and Amici piles into about the 6-yard line. Hit by Sam Huff. Amici did move the ball right out and straight in front of the goalpost, as well as gain about a yard to the 7-yard line. So it'll be second down and 7 yards to go. A tremendous football game all the way. Baltimore held a 14-3 halftime lead. The Giants came back to go out in front 17-14.
And then Myra of Baltimore kicked the field goal with just seconds remaining to tie it up and send it into the sudden death overtime. Baltimore at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down 7. Unitas at quarterback calls, he throws. Oh, a flare pass out to the right. It's good. To Mutchler, down to about the 1-yard line. Jim Mutchler calling in a Johnny Unitas throw. The ball is being spotted at about the 2-yard line. Unitas has been sensational here this afternoon. 3rd down, about 1.5 yards to go. He is now connected on 27 out of 40. The Colts at the line of scrimmage. Flanker to the right. The ends are tight. Unitas takes. He gives to Amici, and the ball game is over. Alan Amici has scored the touchdown, and the Baltimore Colts are the professional football champions of the world. That's the end of the game. The final score: Baltimore 23, the New York Giants 17. We'll be back in a moment with the final wrap-up of today's game.